Arg! Welcome back to the Tall Tale Tavern, the monthly TTRPG one-shot podcast. I am here to introduce the part 2 of our special bonus pirate adventure, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So if you're listening...
Tall Tales.
Dead Men Tell No Tall Tales, sorry. If you're listening, you're worried about Expedition Untold, that'll be next week. It'll come back. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. I'm your very temporary host, Scott, and this is our special Women's History Month adventure, so let's not spend too much time on me. Let's introduce the ladies who are playing. First up, well, let's see what we have here. Definitely not a D&D addict with 3 straight days of make-believe in a row. It's Tiddly!
Hello!
Tiddly, can you please remind me and everybody who's listening who and what you are playing?
Yes, I am playing Ringo, the Pirate of the Caribbean. And I am a Circle of the Sea Druid.
Ooh.
Kenku Druid. Yes.
I love it. All right, next up, she's putting the curvy back in scurvy. It's Brooke. Welcome.
What was with that little head nod right before you read that, Scott? Excuse me.
It's fine. Brooke, please tell us who you're playing.
You don't want to linger on that? Okay.
No.
I'm playing Ren, Leaderheart, just known by Ren. She is a Minotaur, Barbarian, Wolf Totem subclass.
Woo. Next up, she sells short swords by the Sword Coast. She sells short swords by the Sword Coast. She sells short swords by the Sword Coast. Welcome back, Natalie.
Oh, that was impressive.
Hi, that was very impressive.
Thanks for doing that.
I practiced that intro a couple times. Remind us, Natalie, who are you? Who the hell are you?
I'm playing... Who am I? I don't know. I'm playing Daisy Moonshade. She's an Eladrin cleric, life domain.
Woo. And she's a sweetie pie, with maybe a little saucy though. One of my favorite moments is the first part of the episode when there's a shady man and you're like, I step a little bit closer. Like,
you never know what's around the corner.
Daisy's just all of us.
I went through that phase too. It's okay.
Next up, ready to rattle some bones and roll some dice, it's Celia!
Hello! Woo-hoo.
My wife. Hi, Celia. Please remind us who you are.
I am Cal. I'm playing a reborn rogue.
Ooh, yes, a skelly.
Wait, what?
A skelly.
I don't think so.
Okay, you're right.
So who's getting the bone later? Wait.
Not anybody. Or it could be you, Tiddly. How long does it take to get your house? I'll get there. Give me 15 minutes, I'll be there.
I've had nightmares about this. And last but certainly not least, the one making this adventure possible, happily surprised that TPK wasn't enough to finally get banned from the podcast, so she gets to have more fun with the ladies tonight. It's Becca! Welcome back, Becca.
Oh, thanks for not mutinying and coming back. I appreciate it.
You have to come back. You can't get kicked off after a part 1 because then I have nothing to release for part 2, but you are being let go after this recording. Just
That
so
is
you know.
fair. That is fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that is, I have earned it. I fully embrace this.
Good. And on that note, I'm handing the captain's wheel over to you, Becca, and I'm headed to Davy Jones' locker. So why don't you take it away, and I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Take it away. Bye, Scott.
Bye.
Miss you. Okay. Well, everyone ready?
Yeah.
All right. We return to our wooden table at the Tall Tale Tavern with the smell of books and brandy in the air, listening to a story from a half-troll young man. The man pauses in his story as he reaches into his bag and pulls out a loaf of cinnamon bread. You want a piece? I made it at work today. I'm Hugh, by the way. The bartender smiles and gets 2 plates out from behind the counter for the bread. It's nice to meet you, Hugh. I'm... A loud crash drowns out the rest of the sentence as a woman accidentally knocks her cup to the floor. I'll be right back in a second. Don't start the rest of the story until I get back. A few moments later, the bartender returns and breaks a piece off of the cinnamon bread. Okay, so where were you? You said the beloved Captain Bronzebeard died after sacrificing himself to protect his crew from a cursed trident. Then the crew, still mourning the loss of their leader and friend, was surprised by the slimy weasel Lord Gustav von Holtz on the deck of the ship. Von Holtz declared he planted the trident to take out the crew of the Ocean's Call as retribution, and then there was a big battle on the deck of the ship. Our heroes were outnumbered in a fight that they had unknowingly been part of for weeks, and although they took out the mage and the sailors and were able to disable von Holtz's ship, they were knocked down and left for dead. It looked like it was all over, but a young crew member was able to get healing potions to all of them before it was too late. When they woke up, they realized that von Holtz had stolen Bronzebeard's treasure map, and the Ocean's Call was about to enter into an unnatural-looking wall of storms. The crew worked together to deftly navigate the Tempest, and then the ship beached on the shore of a familiar-looking island. So what happens next? Roll the intro! The four of you sit around a small fire on the beach where your boat washed ashore a little before sunset the night before. After a quiet night, the sun started to peek over the horizon a few minutes ago. Magnus, the small Hadozi boy, lays curled up in the lap of Gummy, the large brown bearkin, who sits with his back against a palm tree, eyes closed, periodically wincing against the headache he's nursing. Harlequin, ever the practical woman, lays fast asleep in a pile of blankets and pillows she brought off the ship. To one side of you is the ocean, with the wild tempest storm sharply starting about 30 feet from the beach. On the other side is a thick jungle landscape. You all have never been ashore this island before, but when you landed, you recognized it as the tallest island of the Whalebone Islands. This is the island Bronzebeard would have you dock offshore 2 or 3 times a year, and you also recognize it as the island from the map that von Holtz stole. What do you do? Before you go on, I meant to say this at the beginning, but you guys can all go ahead and mark down a point of inspiration for your badassery last episode. I constantly forget as a DM that that's a thing that I can do when I'm amazed by my players. And you guys knocked it out of the park with the shenanigans that I threw at you. So go ahead and mark that down. And what that allows you to do is basically, whenever you want, if you roll like crap, you can basically roll with advantage on any roll of your choice. So, okay, now what do you do?
And are we missing some things? Is that something that happened?
So you are not missing any of your items. The only thing that you kind of noticed that von Holtz stole was the treasure map itself.
Okay.
Does anyone remember what that map said?
I think it said the map on it.
Does
But I can't be for sure on that.
Cal, that's very helpful. Do we remember what the landmarks on the map looked like?
To me or to the other player?
No, to everybody.
I was
To
saying,
everybody.
my history is not very good, so I won't be probably good at remembering at that.
I don't think I saw the map. Someone who had it before it was stolen.
So you guys all, just to refresh. Yeah.
Remember?
In the cabin, when he handed the map, he did hand it to Ringo, but then you guys were all looking at it together and you all rolled an investigation check. Cal and Ren, you actually rolled pretty high.
Oh.
Very high on that investigation check. So what we're going to do is you guys all did an active investigation check on there. So all of you have a memory of it to a certain level. So in order to be able to recall key details and make decisions about what direction to go, we'll just have you do history checks. And then for each of those, in case I forget to say it, I will always try to remind you, Cal and Ren, you get to roll them with advantage because of that badass investigation roll from before.
Sweet.
So my character, because my character is a Kenku, has expert duplication, and Kenku recall. So what that means is
That's
when I
lucky.
copy writing or craft work produced by myself or someone else, I have advantage on ability checks to produce an exact duplicate. And I am proficient on perception and investigation and recall to like remember
Dang,
something that
Ringo.
I've seen before. So
Perfect. Then advantage too. So
Perfect
everyone
person to
but
have it.
Daisy.
So thanks for suggesting I play Kenku.
That's so fortuitous. That's amazing. Yeah, that's a perfect
I just
feature
don't know
for
if we
this.
have any. I don't know
paper?
if we have any paper with us.
I don't think Ren's the kind of woman who's
All right,
holding
so-
paper.
I mean, if we need to, we can just start etching on my bones.
That's
you know?
okay. So I am going to find a stick, and I'm going to start drawing what I remember in the sand.
Okay. So read me the language on the initial, like the duplication part.
So it's called expert duplication. So when I copy writing or craft work produced by myself or someone else, I have advantage on ability checks to produce an exact duplicate. That's what it
Okay,
means.
cool. So do you have any proficiencies with there are like calligraphy tool sets or the, what is the other one called? The forgery set or anything like that? Do you have any tool proficiencies in general?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So go ahead. Usually this is a sleight of hand check to do these kind of things, unless you have a tool proficiency, and then we would veer over to that.
Okay.
So go ahead, give me that sleight of hand check just to see how well you can kind of just have your hand remember the memory of it.
Okay.
I will say it's going to be a little higher DC because you don't have it directly in front of you. And I think this feature is supposed to be like copying them down next to each other. But it's definitely doable.
Okay, the first one was a 20.
Whoa, nice.
Should I roll again? It's advantage,
Yeah, because
right?
you get advantage, right? Yeah.
Okay, the first one's the best one, so 20.
Nice. So that is very solid. So you remember that there are actually like a couple paths around this island. So there's not just like one set thing that you have to follow, kind of like a traditional pirate map in a story maybe. You remember that the first thing that you guys are looking for, kind of close to the beach on the side that you are on, there is a whale rib cage, which Scott nailed that intro with that tongue twister, and I almost stumbled over that. A whale rib cage, and then there's also a tall stone. So those are kind of your first two markers that you could potentially look for on there, and they both have paths that lead into the jungle with them. And then I'll have you guys do an independent history check about those two in a second. You also remember kind of a part where the paths come together towards the middle, but you kind of don't really remember that middle part super well. But then after that, you remember that there is a part where the paths split again, and you remember a forked-shaped tree and a waterfall. Both curve around to going up into the mountain itself. So the island that you guys are on is part of the Whalebone Islands. It's the Finback Island, island in particular, and it is the tallest one in that series. And there's basically the whole island. You're kind of working your way up to a tall mountain, and that's kind of where you're headed. So that's what you remember as you're jotting it down.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, once everyone has a chance to look at it, I'm going to go ahead and erase it, because I don't want any other boats that come to the island to see it if they come. I guess they have the map already, but I want to make sure that I'm erasing it before we move on.
I did just check, and because I was the navigator's assistant, I do have cartographer tools, which means I have a quill and paper and a compass.
Nice.
So you could copy.
So we
Yeah,
can,
there you go.
so we could copy that too.
Yeah,
Great,
you can
great.
jot that down. Yeah, so
Yes.
we'll just say, Daisy, that you kind of, with your powers combined, you can jot it down, and you guys have like a rough sketch of the island right now.
Okay.
And you know that you kind of currently have, the map itself didn't have super duper details on it of like, this one is the death path, and then this one is the non-death path.
Why not?
I know. But you do know that, like, at your current location, you guys would be looking for a whale's rib cage or that tall stone. They'll both be, like, around the beach.
Okay. And
So if you want, you can just give me, like, a perception check whenever you're ready, but you can do whatever else you want in the meantime.
Doesn't Ringo also have like advantage on perception because she got his eyes?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's got
that's
like
true.
ball in perception, yeah.
Although
I
forgot about
that
the eyes.
She got his eyes.
I've got his eyes. They're in my
eyes.
face. No, I do have advantage on perception check. Let me roll that real quick. So I got a 22.
Awesome. Yeah, so you all look around the nearby area. The sun is coming up, so you're not really impeded by like any darkness, and like the storm is offshore, so that's not even impeding you. It's gonna be like a sunny day where you guys are. You don't really leave the sandy beach yet because you know with your map that the 2 first markers are on there, but you walk up and down the shore a little bit in each direction, and most of it is unremarkable. You do see bones scattered around. They're pretty big, which you assume are the whale bones that these like groupings of islands are actually named after, which is a character trait of the islands. But in about equal directions from where you guys made camp, you see the tall stone jutting out of the sand in one direction, and then in the other direction is a whale rib cage, and both are kind of butted up against the jungle right next to what looks like kind of a small path just wide enough to travel on like a little tightly. So let's go ahead and with your awesome map that you drew, as well as like what you're remembering from before, go ahead and give me a history check to remember kind of like if there were any clues of kind of pointing you towards maybe an easier path between the rib cage and the stone. Ren, you go first.
17.
Okay. Daisy?
That's a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
You did so good.
So good.
Equally as good as Ren. Cal?
15.
And Ringo?
10. But I mean, I don't really remember much anyway, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Of course not.
So, yeah, no, this is all good. So I had previously set a DC, and I actually decided to scoot that a little bit lower because with all of those things that you decide, like all of those extra abilities, it would be bonkers if I didn't reward that kind of level of perfectness of your guys' ability traits for these things. So you guys kind of are thinking back to that map, and you're staring at the one that you guys have duplicated in your hand, and your intuition kind of tells you to go towards the whalebone.
Okay.
let's do it.
Well,
I mean, not that I could say that, but
You may have heard someone say that.
point probably said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
let's do it.
The large whale rib cage arches against the jungle background like a tunnel for you all to walk through. There is a small path, most likely carved out by various fauna visiting the beach over the years. It's very narrow, and branches and leaves hit against you as you make your way deeper into the jungle. The jungle is alive with the sounds around you, but nothing stands out as a particular threat or concern. You walk for an hour, having to move slowly due to the overgrown terrain. After the constant press of the foliage around you, you're almost disoriented when the path suddenly opens up into a large circular clearing. A stream of brackish water meanders around the perimeter. Brilliantly colored coral and aquatic plants are visible along its shallow bottom. Flat stepping stones lead across to a slightly mounded, moss-covered area in the middle of the clearing.
Should we go check that out? Does anyone see anything else around here?
You can do like a perception check if you want.
I'll do a perception.
Well, I'm not good at that.
You can all do it. Like there's no harm in rolling.
That's why I'm
Worst case, I make fun of your character.
I rolled 26 for perception. Checking it out.
26.
Dang.
You see everything.
Okay, but hold up. Excuse me, I got a 5. So what does that give me?
You see the tree next to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
25?
25 days.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow, we're rolling like you did last episode.
So you guys are really attentive. It makes sense that you guys would be on high alert in this type of situation, going through a jungle into like an unknown on a treasure map. Nothing else really stands out. You stand there for a little while. You don't see any threats. There's nothing suspicious about I don't know, like any beasts waiting and hiding or anything like that. One thing that'll stand out with those high of like perception rolls, I will say that like to you, it does seem interesting that, all around you is this like thick, very variable foliage of like different plants. There's, a bunch of different sizes and species and maturity levels even. But then like across this little brackish waters stream that rims all around it, it's just moss. Someone give me a nature check really fast and we'll kind of pair these together. The DC is going to be low just because you rocked your perception so much. Yeah, so someone, or all of you can give me like nature checks as you guys notice like
I'm checking
that's
it.
very different.
7.
10.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I got a 4.
Got a negative? You have a negative? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well the 10 was actually the DC I was thinking in my mind.
With my plus 0.
That literally, this is something that like, I don't know, us as people would recognize, not alone, let alone us as adventurers. So Daisy, you kind of realize this with your 10. Moss usually grows in places that like other plants just won't. It's like a little bit more of like it can take advantage of more opportunities. So like usually we would see it on like rocks or like maybe the sides of trees. So it kind of tells you that like that area right there is going to be a different ground than what you guys have been walking on. But in order to kind of see like anything more about that, whether it be like a rock or some other kind of surface, you need to cross over and actually like kind of part moss to look at it.
Right, so
but no threats are coming out.
Yeah. No, doesn't look dangerous, but the moss usually isn't growing in the same places that everything else does. So something's different about this clearing.
Ren will go over and use like the end of her great axe to just kind of like
smush around,
see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. So you smush around a little bit and kind of like uproot a little bit of the moss, and you see that it's growing in ash.
I'm gonna see if there's any like animals in the trees or maybe in the water, and see if I can I don't know, maybe convince one to like go in first, or maybe they're hesitant to see if they're hesitant to do so.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you can pick an animal. There's going to be a bunch around in the jungle, so I will let you pick whatever you would like to. There's not going to be really much in the water, I will say. So anything jungly.
Think maybe a bird then, like another bird.
You look up and you see like that there are some brightly colored like blue birds flitting around, just kind of foraging for food in the tree nearby.
Okay, and I don't think I can. Oh, I know I can speak to animals. So I'm going to cast speak to animals, and I'm going to try to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. So will you remind me? I haven't used speak with animals in a while. So will you read the text of that, please?
Sure thing. Okay, so I can comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts, and influence skill options with them. Most beasts have little to say about topics that don't pertain to survival or companionship, but at minimum, a beast can give you information about nearby locations and monsters that can be perceived within the past day. So I'm going to start speaking in birdish, which is going to be unintelligible to everyone else. I'm going to start chirping away to these little blue birds, and I'm going to ask them if they've seen any monsters in this clearing recently, or if they know anything about this mossy area.
No, there's no monsters. I mean, nothing big. I mean, just the normal kind. I saw there was a big cat that came through a couple days ago, but he left real fast. I think he was hunting, but no, I mean, nothing big. Are you guys monsters?
No. We're just here exploring the island. Chirp, chirp,
everyone
chirp.
else is chirp.
I bet they're talking about us.
It's super refreshing to actually be able to talk, because I normally can't talk. So it's nice to be able to actually have a conversation. So I'm really enjoying myself talking to these birds. Thank you so much for your help. We really appreciate it. We're just travelers trying to, figure out what's going on. We've got a mystery that we're exploring, so I appreciate your assistance. Also, since you're here in this clearing, I'm not sure if you're planning to hang out here for a while, but if you did see anybody coming in after us, and you were able to alert us in some kind of way by chirping, that would be super appreciated. And then I chirp because I have mimicry, so we basically decide on a call sign that like between us, like to like a notification, like sound, like a chirping sound.
Ooh, yeah, like a special chirp. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Hunger Games call and answer kind of thing that no one else would understand.
Yeah. You see the bird very like dutifully mimicking it, like trying to get it down, and then it's like,
Okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Thank you so much. Chirp, 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 chirp.
Awesome. But yeah, you like get the feeling from it that that animals probably aren't over there that often because there's no real food over there. But like in like the mossy area, but otherwise the bird gives no indication that there's any like weird beasts or anything around.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's mostly moss on ash, which is, but it's mostly ground except for the stream, or is it?
Yeah,
is it like
so
more swampy?
it's like imagine like a ring. So it's like you guys are currently standing on like outside of the stream, all normal ground, like the kind of dirt that you would expect on a jungle floor. Then there's like a stream that has like a nice like rocky bottom, typical. And then the ash and the moss start on the other side of the stream, and it's basically like imagine like a little island with the circular stream around it.
And since I basically talked to the birds and figured out that it seems okay, I'm gonna cross and then gesture for people to follow me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, Ringo, you walk across and you step on it, and you do notice that it's just like squishier than like what you guys had been walking on, especially like the stepping stones that you're just stepping off to cross the river. As you kind of like move with your feet on it, you just see that it's pretty deep ash. Like I would say probably like 5 or 6 inches deep. If you kind of like move down, it's kind of compressed towards the bottom. Like, so you can give me like an investigation. All of you can, because I'm imagining you're going across once Ringo indicates that it's safe. Like an investigation check to like determine kind of more on it. But yeah, it definitely is different than what you guys have been walking on. Ren, what did you get?
14.
Daisy?
1.
Oh, Daisy.
Oh no, we're getting it out of the way though now.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. It's low stakes now.
Yeah, exactly.
23.
Okay, and Ringo?
14.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say Cal kind of pieces it together a little bit faster. It seems like something very big was burned here. The ash is not even in all of the places. Like, so it's not like on this island, there's parts where it's definitely deeper than others, almost like the object that was burned was not just like a perfect cylinder or something like that. And it happened a long time ago, like probably multiple hundreds of years ago, based off of how compressed those bottom layers are.
Like this whole area could have like all the like foliage and stuff could be like after this was burned, like that long?
Well, the mosses, you're only seeing evidence of that burn literally on that little island that's surrounded by the river.
So this is the first time we've encountered this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a standalone, like just this little area.
Okay.
While you guys are over there, now that you've kind of crossed and you're a little further over, you do see the path that you guys had kind of been following, or something similar, continuing on the other side from you. And there's another set of little like stepping stones going back over to that.
All right. Should we just keep going then?
I guess so.
It's a bit worrying, but it's got to be something big that could have lasted hundreds of years. Something interesting about that location, but I have no reason to stick around. It's just a bit unnerving.
Knowing that, because like I assume we've been a team like a decent amount of time, I would look to Ringo and say like, do you remember this on the map? Was this a location that was marked?
On the map.
like the challenge you gave yourself, Tiddly. It's so exciting.
I figured she could like shake her head or something.
Yeah, no, I love
Yes or
it.
no's
It's
are
great.
good. Yeah.
You'll see, like, especially too with like the map that you duplicated, you don't really remember it super standing out on there. The main markers that you remember were those ones that are kind of like the ones you've already come across, as well as a couple more yet to come.
Okay.
But yeah, you do kind of make note that it's just like an odd break from what you have been seeing, as well as this like random seawater that's in this little river around it with the brightly colored like aquatic plants. But other than that, yeah, there's not much else that can kind of link.
Does anyone have a shovel? I mean, could we try digging in the... I don't know.
It's kind of what I was wondering, is if there's like something under there.
I don't think I have a shovel.
Did we walk across like the whole like center of that area in case there were any like, divots or whatever?
You did. I imagined you kind of walking around. You can correct me if I was imagining that incorrectly, but like, I imagined you kind of walking around, and not so much divots as actually the opposite, like little, like rises.
Mounds?
Like, it was actually, if you imagine kind of like a little bit, slightly like a spiral. And that's kind of how it was mounded.
Oh.
But it's not like a perfect spiral, like someone was drawing a maze kind of thing. Yeah, but like roughly spiral shape and around that circle.
Can we draw that on the map, Daisy, just so that if we need to get back here for any reason, we know where it is?
Sure, yeah.
On the map.
Make sure to title it The Map so we don't forget that that's the map.
Yes, thank you, Cal.
Draw the little island, and at the top, in nice calligraphy, I write the map.
Thank you. And if anybody that we don't know asks, it's not the map.
Yeah, right. Or underneath it, or is
And then I fold the top over so no one can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess let's just keep going.
So you guys continue on that path. It's very similar to the one you were on before. As the morning passes, your stomachs start to growl. Well, except for Cal. You begin to notice that the path is widening. After rounding a corner, you all step out of the jungle and into a small, old village. Thatch-roofed huts dot the area in varied levels of disarray. Grass grows thick between the buildings, and moss grows on stone structures. At a quick glance, you'd guess this village was deserted a few hundred years ago. You walk between the old huts to the center of the old community, stopping only once you kind of reach the middle, and then you look around across the whole village. It's odd. You guys rolled pretty high, and you have all these skills, and so you have a pretty solid map, but you don't remember seeing a village marked on Bronzebeard's map. And then you start to feel something. It's subtle at first. Just a prickling sensation along your skin, across your skull, down your spine, on your eyes. Faint at first, but it rapidly grows to an uncomfortable awareness. A fog rises from the ground around you, blanketing the tall grass up to your shins. From the mist, a skeletal hand raises to the right, a skull behind you, a knee to the left. More and more appear until you are surrounded by a horde of humanoid skeletal remains. The sounds of their bones clattering together deafen all of you. And then you remember, there was no village marked on the map, but there was a skull and crossbones. Everyone roll initiative.
Don't worry, guys. These they'll be cool.
These are my friends.
Yeah, do you know them?
Calm them down.
Talk to them. We'll be cool.
You're like, oh my
I'll
God,
start
it's
rattling
Joe.
their
Joe, how
language.
you been? It's been 200 years, Joe. Looking well. Did you gain some weight? Wait, no, wait. It's the same.
Yeah, the first thing we're going to do is have Cal roll a friendship check to see if they know each other or not. What was your question, Brooke?
Can we review, because again, since I lost my notes, I don't remember what my specific thing from Bronzebeard was. I know it was something about my skin, but I don't remember what it gave me.
Yeah, I will scroll up real fast and I will remind all of you. And we can have it as a reminder for the listeners. Hold on, there's a shit ton of
My
stuff.
forgetfulness is useful.
Right? It's for the listeners. You actually remember. But
Yeah,
yours
I
isn't
remember,
good.
but can we review for the listeners, please?
I think the listeners would appreciate that.
So for the listeners, last episode, as Bronzebeard passed, you guys all saw a golden brown, kind of with like green flecks, wave of magical energy radiate out through the room right at the time of his passing. And each of you noticed afterwards that you had been kind of granted with a new special ability. So let's see, who is first on here? So Ringo, they caught a glimpse of themselves in the mirror and saw that they had now the brilliant golden brown eyes with green flecks that Bronzebeard had and was mentioned multiple times. And Ringo gained blind sight to a range of 10 feet. And basically, like within that range, you can effectively see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded or in darkness. And you can see invisible creatures within that range unless that they successfully hide from you. And then that's what also gave you advantage on all perception checks. Ren, you felt your skin change and kind of tighten, and you feel like it is thicker and tougher than it was before. And you are now resistant to piercing and slashing damage. So
That's
basically,
right.
you don't have to be in a rage in order to have that ability now. Cal gained resistant to all psychic damage and also learned the telekinesis spell, which she can use once per day without a spell slot, which she's not a magic user. So there'll be a once per day usage. And I believe she chose to use Charisma as her spell casting because she's ballin' charismatic.
That's what we say. That's our cow.
That's what we say.
Ballin' charismatic over here.
And then Daisy gained the best one
Naturally.
for Daisy personally. At least I think. Daisy grew huge fangs from her mouth and large spines down the center of her head and down her neck and her back. So as a bonus action, Daisy can kind of manifest these items. It doesn't have to be out all the time to gain a frightful presence. And then everyone, each creature of your choice that is within 120 feet of you and aware of you must make a wisdom saving throw, or they become frightened of you for a minute. And then the creature can repeat the save at the end of each of its turns. And you can use this ability a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest. So they have reset. So that should be 2. Is that right for you guys? You're level 5?
Yes. Yep.
3, 2.
Oh, sorry. 3. I was like,
It is
3.
three.
Okay.
Yes.
So those were the kind of new abilities you noticed upon Bronzebeard's passing.
And then did we get a long rest or just get our HP back?
You guys got a long rest, yeah,
Sweet.
because you spent the night on the beach, basically.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ren, what is your initiative?
18.
Nice. Daisy?
2.
Did you say 2?
I did say 2. Another one.
They're all coming.
It's going to be great.
Should I go
Down
back to
the
the
line
virtual
right
dice?
No, it's fine. It's good. They're going to really hit.
You don't need the good. You're here to like support and buff us. So it's like you don't need to be
Yes.
the first person to
And
go.
look frightening.
Yeah.
We're good.
It's all
yeah,
good.
and scare people.
Yeah.
Get those quills up or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, like those little dinosaurs on Jurassic Park. Just poof up. And
Clerics have no ways to deal with undead at all. So
No, yeah.
Right. I guess that's true. Actually, it would have been really nice for you to go. Yeah, all right.
Cal, what'd you get?
I think it was a 28. I cannot remember, but it was a high 20.
I mean, that's very plausible for a swashbuckler. Yeah.
Yeah.
28.
it was 20 something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you're going to go first regardless.
Yeah,
but
that sounds
Ringo.
about right.
13.
Perfect. Okay, so unsurprisingly with those rolls, Ringo, Cal, you are up first. So you have basically this mass of your brethren all around you. And so like there's skeletons, but there's also just like, like half skeletons and just some like legs and stuff, just like
Legs.
flailing
Single
all
legs?
around you guys.
What is it? Wait. What do the legs look like? Are they cute legs?
They're pretty nice. They're pretty nice legs.
That
I
femur
don't wanna-
bone looks really nice, actually.
I want to see some really
It's
nice
real
legs.
thick.
All right.
That's a thick femur.
We're fighting and she's flirting.
What else are you gonna do? How far away are they? How far away are they
So
from
they're
us?
kind of around you. So this is a swarm. So like they can occupy the same space as you guys. So it is a large size swarm, just so you can have frame of reference, which means it's like 10 by 10. So they have basically like cubed you inside of their skeleton-y goodness.
Okay.
In case you haven't fought a swarm before, you can just attack them like a normal beast. You don't have to like do any special area of effects in order to hit them. You can just do normal.
We're just
attacks.
like chipping away at him, essentially.
Yep, you just chip away at them and weaken them until they are knocked out.
So are they close enough where I can do like a close attack? I'm assuming
Yep,
they're like right on top of us.
They are
Okay.
right up on you, so you can do a melee attack.
Okay.
And since you are within 5 feet of allies, you will have your sneak attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna attack with my short sword.
Awesome.
And you said advantage.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Roll
Roll
twice,
twice
take the
and
better.
take the highest. Yeah.
Okay. 18 to hit, please.
That hits.
Okay, now I'm going to be rolling some damage.
Yeah, roll that damage.
5 damage.
Awesome. Is that with sneak attack?
Oh no, I have to do, what do I have to do with sneak attack? 11 plus 11. So 5 damage plus 11 damage.
Awesome. I think the worst part about being a DM is having that moment of panic where you can't do subtraction and when your players do damage and I'm like, I don't know, math. How am I supposed to be able to do this?
This is too
got
complicated
there.
for anyone.
Yeah. I don't know how to do basic math. Awesome. So yeah, you lop at these the bones around you as they're kind of like trying to encroach in and start lashing out at you guys and do a decent chunk of damage. Good job. Is there anything else, if you wanted, because of your swashbuckler, since you attacked it, can't you now move out of its area of opportunity without it getting...
with my fancy footwork. I says if I hit somebody with an attack, I don't take opportunity attacks from them. So I mean, I guess is there anywhere though I can't really go anywhere if we're being swarmed? I guess I could just like
You could move out of the swarm if you wanted.
Back. So I just phase back into the group.
Do the Homer meme into the bush.
Yeah.
I actually fall apart and I'm just a pile of bones.
You're
and I'm
part
like, maybe,
of it now?
Maybe they
Yeah.
won't notice I'm one of.
But yeah, you could move out of the swarm if you wanted without taking an opportunity attack, or you can also just stay there, whichever you would like to do.
I'm getting out of there. Bye.
Yeah, we'll have you. Would you like to move here like full movement, just like scooting out?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Okay, perfect. You still have a bonus action if you would like. Would you like to hide and or something?
Come to yell, hey, watch out, they're everywhere. I'll just kind of like be, I'm going to still be
out.
be out, so that way if I need to get back in,
Gotcha.
I can.
So how far is your movement? Like is it 30 feet, 40 feet?
30. I have 30 walking
so you're
speed.
like, okay.
Well, sweet deal. So next is Ren.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at him.
Okay.
See, I knew she was going to do that. That's why I wanted to get out of there. I don't want to get confused with these other
You never know. You never know.
Don't
when
want to
it's
go
gonna
there.
swing.
Swinging at skeletons.
So that is a 27,
Hit. I know, surprisingly.
right?
Shocking.
I would hope so.
That will be 10,
DC 28.
10 damage.
Oh, you just missed them.
All right, sorry.
Indeed. That'd be so funny. You're just like, I would hope so. And like, if you didn't, you're just like, well, I lay down and
Well.
show my soft underbelly.
Kill me now.
Now, skeletons.
And I get a second attack.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nat 20.
Yeah.
Woo! Heck yeah. Okay. 2d12s. Pew. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay. So that's 30, right? I'm not doing that math wrong. 16 on the die.
For damage?
Times 2. Oh, no, wait, I don't do it times 2. That I doubled my crit. Never mind. 16. I was like, that's way too much. That's way too much. 16 plus 5, so 21.
Yeah, still balling.
Wow.
Okay.
The roll's on point.
Beautiful.
So
That's my wife. Wait.
Yeah. What episode is it?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
That's where it comes out that Ringo and Ren are actually married.
There's shipboard romances, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I like to just think
Captain
that you two, your characters are always married, regardless. Yeah.
always, every episode, always married.
Yeah.
We can't escape each other.
But with that huge swing, or double swing in that case,
Yeah.
this swarm is already like very low. Like I would say definitely bloodied. If I'm trying to do the mental math real fast, like a fourth of the size that it was before. So you guys have already made a considerable dent with just like the two turns.
Is it possible to do a shove attack on a swarm? I don't know how that works. Because I can do a bonus action shove as a, like for free since I hit them,
feel
but
like
I don't know if that would help at all. That doesn't make
know.
sense.
I don't actually know the rule on this, so I'm just going to make a call and say that because you can't they can't be restrained
Right.
or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Yeah.
That feels
makes sense.
intuitively right.
Right. So that's my turn then.
Awesome. So, Ringo.
Okay, so I have a DM question.
Yeah.
So with my bronze eyes, with my blind sight,
Yeah.
can I see in a fog cloud?
I just looked this up before. What was the answer? Yes. Yes, you can. Because it's basically like you can sense through
I can sense movements and
it.
hear things. And so I'm going to go ahead and cast Fog Cloud, which is a 20-foot sphere, essentially, which should cover the entire fight, essentially.
Cool.
Except for Cal, who's gotten far enough away. So
What's going on
And
over
then
there?
I'm going to go ahead and grab the arm of Ren and Daisy, and I'm going to maneuver them out of the fog cloud with my movement.
Okay. So I will say, with the fog cloud, what it would be is that they would still get an opportunity attack. It would just be with disadvantage, just to let you know.
That's fine.
Is that
That's
okay?
absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine.
So with movement, you'd be using your action to do it. So technically, I think like scooping people or like shuffling them would normally be some sort of, we'll just count it as an object interaction, maybe your bonus action if that's fair on there. That way, I think some people count it as an action, but I like this, so.
You like it's creative.
It's creative, so I want it to happen. Okay, so the swarm is going to kind of smush out. We'll say at you first, Ringo, or actually they'll only have the one. So it would be a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That'll be 6 slashing damage.
Okay. Sounds good. That is my action, my movement, my bonus action. I'm done. So they
Perfect.
should be in the fog cloud, which I believe that means they're blinded until they move out of it, and they have disadvantage on. Or maybe that's just it. Maybe they're just blinded while they're in.
Yeah, which will basically, if they stay in there, because they won't be able to see you guys, if they tried to like attack without moving first, they would have disadvantage. Yep.
Correct. Okay.
Yup. Cool. How far did you want to move with outside of it?
Just outside of
outside
the
of
range,
it?
so just 20 feet.
Okay. Cool. So they are going to, that is their turn now. And they did beat Daisy's too, unfortunately.
How?
Oh, great.
Unfortunately.
Rigomoris.
So they are going to try to move out of the fog cloud. They don't know which direction you went. So I'm going to arbitrarily assign that you went north, so upward on this. And I'm going to roll a d4 to see which direction they pick, to see if they end up on the same side and are able to do a attack or whatnot. So they end up going, they are south on there. So they come out on the wrong side, and that is going to be, 20 feet. It's 20-foot radius, is that what you said?
20-foot radius, yes.
Okay. So they are going to have just 10 more normal, and then they are going to dash to move back into your guys' sphere, but that is their action, so they can't attack you. And so they've basically kind of essentially lost their action from being disoriented with the fog cloud. Nice work. And that brings us to Daisy.
Hooray. So are they right up against us now?
Yep, they are back around
close?
you. Cal is a little outside of the, basically on the border of where they are, but then the rest of you three are in the swarm again, and they are at about a quarter health right now.
And so range attacks would be a bad idea because they're...
Right, yeah, that would be with disadvantage for them, yeah.
So I'm going to cast Word of Radiance, which is a 5-foot area around me. And so they just have to take a Constitution saving throw, 16.
All right. Okay. And they fail.
Okay, great.
I rolled
Nicely
a
done.
1 for a gentleman's 3.
Wow, it actually can happen. So they take 7 radiant damage.
Awesome. They're looking very sad and pathetic. It's just kind of like a hand flopping around, and one skull is chattering its way forward like those wind-up toys. Very sad, but it is still holding on.
Okay. And I don't have a bonus action, so I'm going to stay where I am. Yeah.
Awesome. That brings us up to the top with Cal. So you are right on that board, the edge of it. So you are not within 5 feet of an ally, but you are within melee to be able to attack.
Okay. I'm gonna swing at him like a baseball bat, kind of set way. So let's go ahead and...
You hit, there's pretty much no way this thing is surviving.
19 to hit.
Nice.
Hit.
There we go.
And
See, just don't roll ones.
5 damage.
Oh
no. And so I'm no longer in advantage. Do I still have advantage on them or not?
Remind me of this. You don't have advantage, but the swashbuckler feature, isn't it that if you're not within 5 feet? Oh no, it's if they're not within 5 feet of everyone's. Okay, never mind.
I'm looking at my notes. It says if I have advantage on the attack, or if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, then I get a sneak attack damage.
Of it or of you?
It says of it, so I don't know what it is. It just says it.
So if someone's within 5 feet of the creature.
Oh, of it. Oh, perfect. Then go ahead and add that sneak attack damage on it.
Well, that was 1.
You're gonna roll it for
give
flavor,
2 more.
but it dies.
Here's the flavor. 7 more damage.
It had 1 HP, so you flavored the shit out of it. Yeah. Very nice. So how do you finish this last little, flailing bones?
Basically, don't make a mockery of me. And then I just,
Am I a joke to you?
Yeah.
Kick the skull across the way.
Pretty much, I kick it like, what's his name, Aragorn in Twin Towers. Like he does the helmet or whatever.
Just one skull left. Gets kicked out of the way.
Kickball, drop kick it.
That's amazing. After the last bit of bones deanimate and fall to the ground, the prickling sensation you had been feeling quickly recedes, as well as the fog around you. Not necessarily Ringo's fog, the other fog. There's a lot of fog going on. I like
good fog.
With the loud chattering of the bones smacking against each other gone, your hearing kind of returns to normal, and something catches your attention. A clacking sound off towards the outskirts of the village. It sounds almost like flopping horse hooves. Which is like one horse, not like a lot of horses. If it's that.
Oh, like a horse with four regular legs. Like a regular
Regular
horse.
cadence? Does it make the right pattern?
Or is it just people
like a
banging
horse with
coconuts
three
together?
legs.
There is no real cadence to it. It's kind of
Okay.
like, seems kind of sporadic, but
But like
consistent.
that clopping, that sound though.
Yeah, that similar sound.
I mean,
Let's go check it out.
we should probably go check it out, right? Make sure people aren't doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Make sure.
I don't know.
Or the opposite, hide? No. I walk forward. I see a danger. I just hear a dangerous sound. I go forward. Yeah.
We'll go toward it.
Ren is pretty sneaky. Like she could, and I'm
Yeah.
sure
I
Cal is too. We could sneak
I
ahead.
could sneak over there and check it out.
Do you guys want to sneak forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead.
Cal,
everyone give
with me.
A stealth roll. I forgot the word for a second, even though I play rogues 1,000 times.
Sneak roll.
Oh, that's so sad. 13.
Oh, no.
Oh, you say
Red.
sneak? You said stealth, right?
I did.
Yeah,
Well,
stealth.
she did.
Okay,
Yeah.
then 13.
I got a 16.
A 16 for Ren. Daisy, what'd you get?
Oh, I'm actually sneaking? Oh, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
at
not,
disadvantage
like,
in this.
Oh, no. It's okay. Yeah, it'll be good.
3. Yes. Because disadvantage.
Okay. I was going to say, maybe we do need to ditch your physical dice. No, it's good. They're good. They're just warming up. Ringo, what'd you get?
10.
Yeah, so it's a little hard to be truly stealthy through this. You're walking through overgrown grass, so it's pretty tall. And you guys aren't really super loud, but you can kind of hear that as you walk through it. You walk further through the village, following that odd clopping noise, and exit on the opposite side that you entered. In the jungle's edge, you see another path similar to the one you had been following before, but it's a little wider. About 15 feet down the path into the jungle, you see the source of the strange noise. A cluster of tall coconut trees stands proudly right where the path forks in 2 different directions. The base of the trees are littered with hundreds and hundreds of coconut husks broken into chunks of different sizes. Sitting among the husks is... Well, actually, hey, Scott, can you come describe what your character looks like?
What the heck?
What?
What? We got what?
You know what? I was gonna say. I wonder if somebody's over there clapping some coconuts together.
I literally said that. Did anyone hear me say that?
I was like, no, there's no way. There's a
Where is
way.
the coconut bra? This is a missed opportunity.
Oh, it's underneath the sweater.
Oh, okay.
That's just
You're like, that's
just
for
normal
later.
wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
You see sitting under the tree an auto gnome shaped like a round, just a giant ball with arms and legs with a big dent in their head. Sitting there, clopping 2 coconuts together. I have no idea if the mic is picking that up, but
And it's glorious.
Somebody's gonna clip something really funny though.
just kind of sitting there. Do I see them because they were being stealthy?
Well, they tried to be stealthy. Go ahead and what's your passive? Well, no, you wouldn't have one.
This character does not have a character. She's
Yeah, I just remembered that. You would, because with a 3 on one of the stealth, every passive perception would pick that up. So you see them kind of standing about, they're 15 feet away from you, just on the edge of the jungle, kind of just staring at you.
Well, the robot sees Cal and goes, skeleton attack! And stands up and runs face first into a tree and falls down onto their back.
Oh no.
I think we should just leave it.
And then it kind of almost forgets you guys are there again and just starts clopping the coconut next to its ear
Oh
again.
my gosh, sweet.
Ringo
back.
is charmed and goes in and starts flapping her wings. And, skeleton attack! Skeleton attack!
Could you duplicate
around.
the coconut sound?
Yeah, she just starts
Yeah, can you mimic the coconut sound?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hello? Are you not one of the skeletons from the village? I thought the dragon had come back to say goodbye to me. I suppose not. Welcome, adventurers. You must have heard of me. I am FO-L7. You may call me Elsiete or Elsie. What brings you to Finback Island? It's been a long time since anyone else has been here.
We actually got stranded here, and we're kind of trying to follow a map that we don't have to the mountain.
Oh.
On the map. And I gesture at Daisy. On the map.
The map.
Oh, a map. Why would anybody want to go up to where the dragon used to live?
There's a dragon in there? Or not anymore?
Used to live?
Oh, you don't know. You want information. Information comes at a cost.
Oh, boy. I'm quickly turning on Elsie.
Elsie holds out a hand.
Payment?
What kind of payment?
In this world, nothing is more valuable than knowledge, and there is no knowledge more precious than secrets. If you want to know the information that I have, I require one secret from each of you.
And then I start clapping the coconut.
What the? Do we even need information from this thing? I mean, we have a map, kind of.
This guy's got his brains dented in.
I don't want to give this thing. What is he even gonna? What are they gonna know?
I mean, how are robots with lightning? Because we could just make this happen.
Well, I don't think they will hurt us. I don't think they're.
Not again. Not on this island.
I mean, are they even a threat? We could probably just go. We just won't have the information that they want to give us.
How big is this? How big is the robot?
Not very big, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small.
I mean, I can give him a secret.
You are the most helpful skeleton I've ever met on this island.
I feel a little charmed by you. You remind me of my fish family down from below when I lived under the water.
I've also spent time under the water doing research on the fauna of the ocean floor.
Okay. So you want a secret?
Yes.
My friends are gonna kill me. Okay, so we were plundering an island long time ago. We found Salty Pete's treasure. I was ordered to carry the treasure back onto the boat, but I dropped it. And so I was trying to fix the lid with some like sticky tarp, but I got it stuck. And I couldn't open I couldn't open it anymore. So I told everybody it was cursed treasure. So we never got to open it because it's cursed.
Ooh, devious, deceptive. I love it. Who's next?
This is amazing.
I think Ren's just standing like with her arms crossed, like
Ren,
against,
I'm
like
sorry
leaning
about
against
the
a tree.
treasure. I knew you were so excited to open it.
Okay, you'll miss out on all the great information I have.
I don't know. I just look over at my friend. Like, are we really doing this? Cal did it, but Cal does everything.
I'll tell you everybody's secrets.
Can Ringo actually give a secret? Because
Right.
if no one said it, then
I point at Ringo.
You tell me a secret.
sorry.
A secret? A secret?
Well matched. All right, there's the one
gosh.
person who can do that trick. Now you other two have to give me a secret.
A secret. A secret.
No, it only works once, Toots.
Where do you even learn that kind of language?
I like him.
I'm sorry, I've been alone on this island for quite some time.
Daisy's pretty tame. So her secret is that even though she is bound to the light and the light of Lathander, she actually kind of likes the dark.
No one here is surprised at that revelation. The whole party is is just like, yeah, okay.
Even Alciete is like, okay, yeah.
Be shot. Please.
No freaking way.
I guess it'll work. Any secret, big or small.
Ren doesn't want to let her comrades down. So she takes a deep breath and she says, my last name is Leaderheart. I come from an aristocratic family, and I haven't seen my parents in years because I led a rebellion against them.
That is tragic. I too have not seen my creator in error, memory, corruption days.
Wow, okay. I'm really sorry about that. Thank you.
You broke it.
Wow, these secrets satisfy me. The dragon I speak of, you are fortunate to know, is long gone. These islands were once inhabited by many villages who clashed with the great beast. I know because I would perform for them. I am a bard of some renown, El Siete, as I've said. You've probably heard of me. And my famous song, Don't Wake the Dragon. They did not heed my famous song.
Can you sing it for us right now?
Of course. Oh, danger, memory, corruption.
I can see why maybe they didn't follow it.
Stands there waiting for applause.
Is that exactly what you sang to them?
Exactly as I remember it. After all of the humans were vanquished by the dragon was too mortally wounded, which was a tragedy, as I was all alone on the island. However, I was not alone for long, for there was a baby dragon, and I bonded with it, and it became my friend, and I sang my beautiful song to it every day, until one day, I finished cataloging all the flora and fauna on the island, and I set off to leave. Or I was about to, when the dragon decided to fly away. And as I watched it fly, the gust of wind knocked a coconut right on top of my head, and everything went black. And I woke up a few hours ago, perplexed by that resonance, and began my experiment. To see the musical properties of coconuts. However, it feels like maybe somebody beat me to it because there were already thousands of coconuts split in half around me. Speaking of this island, have any of you recently lost a journal?
Yeah, me. I did.
When I awoke, I also found a journal. It says it belongs to a Bronzebeard. They must be a fan of mine, for it details several conversations between us that must be fan fiction over the course of hundreds of years.
Oh my gosh. Can we see it?
Well, if it's yours, you must be a fan of mine.
Yes, I sure am. Of course. Aww.
I give you the journal.
I have it in my hands.
A journal from Bronzebeard that just details lots of conversations between Bronzebeard and El Siete for some reason.
Over hundreds of years?
100? Yeah, what?
Yes, the dates indicate hundreds of years, but that can't be possible as I haven't seen a living soul here other than the dragon since...
Baby dragon? Baby dragon?
Yes, ever since the baby dragon. You didn't see it, perhaps. I thought maybe it had wandered back into the village to say goodbye to me and accidentally triggered the curse that spawns the skeletons.
How do you back up? How do you spawn the skeletons? Not me, of course.
Well, it seems as though they might react to the magic of the dragon because his mother is the one who killed them all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And that is the story of this island.
Oh my god. I don't want to do this in actual game, but like I just am very curious if we just walked like 10 feet away and came back, if this would just start over again on a loop. How far? How far do we have to go?
I don't have any more secrets.
You might be onto something that maybe Elsiete has been conking these coconuts together a lot longer than they realize.
Yeah. Oh.
I got a book. Got a journal.
Is that wait, hold on. Elsie, is that the information you're giving us? Is that what we gave our secrets up for? Is this journal?
What secrets?
Great.
You freaking kidding me right now?
I'm so close to just punting him off of this.
Elsie
Whatever,
doesn't
wherever.
use he, him pronouns, but they, them.
I'm about to kick them, their sorry ass off this stupid, so they can't get any more coconuts.
Make a second dent in that sphere. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I have lightning bolt. Could I like try to just jolt his memory back into place? I might kill him though. I might actually kill them.
You can certainly try.
Ren's not stopping you.
Oh man.
Well, can we go like 15 feet away from this annoying robot and read this journal?
It's gonna be.
Do you want to just like walk back to the end of the path?
Looking at me, though.
Well, I don't know. Whatever the rest of the party wants to do. Ren finds him and them
I mean,
annoying.
I've got the book. I've got the journal, so I think that's
So we
probably
could read the journal.
I cannot read while that is happening.
Then we might need to move further than 15 feet away.
I just pick him up and throw him.
Them.
You're not even strong enough. All right.
How big are you? Like a trash can?
Dense.
Like a little trash can?
Elsiete is like a cannonball, dense,
Yeah.
thick.
Okay, you're super strong.
Well, not strong, just thick.
It's a thick. Elsiete is thick.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm walking away.
You want to just walk back like the 15 feet towards the village?
Yeah.
Do some object permanence and just
prefer-
remove yourself from line of sight.
I prefer the first village over this. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to walk back to the center of the village.
I'll womp more skeletons in place of listening to those coconuts.
I have oil. Can I try like oiling the robot with my oil?
Grease it.
I'm trying to fix the robot somehow.
No.
No, okay.
No, we're good.
Can I do mending on a living creature?
It actually heals auto gnomes to cast mending.
Yeah,
on
mending
them.
does heal auto gnomes.
Physical health.
Oh no. They might have an existential crisis.
But I mean,
Don't we all?
Yeah, Daisy sees someone in need and mends the dent and
Pops it out.
Elsie's head. Yeah, pops it out.
So the mending cantrip would be able to fix that like physical damage and like the equivalent of like an HP loss. It does not fix the short circuit. I would require like some sort of an artificery kind of ability with that, or somebody with like those kind of tool proficiency, in order to be able to completely fix the internal components. But they are looking fabulous now. They look like they could roly-poly all around evenly now. So you did help, Daisy. But like, yeah, those parts would be probably like more of something with like a mechanical background would be able to help out with.
Are you guys leaving me then? Are you tired of spending time with L7?
I mean, we could just use you as a backpack and,
I'll be doing
Depends
this
on how
the
little you
entire
are.
time, though, if you bring me with you.
If Scott is doing that, we need to walk away from them.
I don't even hear.
I'd take the coconuts away, but there's
Does
so
anyone
many.
have the silence spell? We could just.
If you see a dragon, be sure to tell them that I say goodbye and I miss them and I cherished our time together.
Do you know their names?
No names were given.
All right. See ya, Elsie.
Bye. Enjoy your time on the Ridgeback Mountains.
Or the Finback Mountain. Finback Island. Yeah. The whale bones. All right, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Bye, Scott.
Yeah, so you guys walk kind of the back that 15 feet into the village and around the corners. You're out of Elsie's line of sight. And the coconut sound is dampened by the jungle foliage around you. What do you guys do?
I guess open the book.
Yeah.
Let's take a flip
so you
through the
look
journal.
through it. Elsie kind of mentioned that it's a lot of pages of like conversations. One of the things that stands out to you guys immediately is that you recognize the handwriting, like as Bronzebeard's handwriting. And it looks like what he was basically doing like little like journal entries, dated journal entries. You notice that they are about 2 or 3 per year. So you kind of logic through, that's when he was having you guys dock offshore. So pretty much every time he would stop and say like hello to Elsie and would write down just like the random things that they talked about during the visit so that Elsie could like refresh in a hope that Elsie could refresh when like the memory reset and not forget about Bronzebeard.
So when we would visit this island, I'm presuming that Bronzebeard would at least at some point always go off by himself.
Yeah. And like sometimes you kind of noticed it and other times it was just more like almost treated like a day of rest for everyone, like where everyone was just kind of chilling. So you guys were just docking in a place that you've kind of felt relatively protected from waves in. And you guys did kind of your own downtime style activities. So you would notice that he would like pop ashore, but he never really brought a lot of it. He didn't sneak off, but he didn't bring really attention to it or, and never like invited anyone with. It was kind of, you just assumed he was just, having time by himself, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing we never saw a dragon in those stops.
Everyone give me,
Oh.
we'll say a history. Honestly, I would take history or nature or perception even to see where things are clicking through. Because basically what this is it's going to be a roll to see if you are seeing different puzzle pieces or different things that seem seemingly unrelated and kind of piecing it together about this dragon, this elusive dragon.
Okay.
Ren, what did you roll and like which of them as well as what?
Yep. I rolled a history check and I got a 19.
Awesome. Okay. Daisy, what did you do?
I did perception and I got a 13.
Okay. Cal?
I did perception and I got 12.
Okay. And Ringo?
I did perception with advantage because of the eyes, and I still got a 15.
Okay.
We do all have inspiration.
Yeah.
Not saying you should use it, but
for-
just reminding everybody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do any of you have any ideas, like our theories first before I because Ren's roll was high enough, but I'm curious if you have any theories.
I mean, I think that it's pretty obvious that the baby dragon is probably no longer a baby dragon based on the time that has passed.
Right. Right.
And then also that mossy area with the ash, if there was a dragon running around burning things, that would make a lot of sense.
One more thing. I forgot to mention it was a bronze dragon.
I was going to say, I was like wondering if Bronzebeard was a dragon. Like if he's, I don't know.
Maybe Bronzebeard is the father of the dragon.
Maybe
Elsiate said mom dragon and baby boy when based on pronouns.
Do they know
Right?
what a dragon even like looks like? Could it be confusing it with like something else?
Oh, you're saying Bronzebeard is the dad.
Of the baby
I was
dragon.
assuming Bronzebeard was maybe the baby.
I have no idea.
I don't know. But are they writing in the, is Bronzebeard writing in the journal about a baby? Because maybe it is.
Yeah, is there?
maybe
Yeah,
Bronzebeard's
is there
dad.
any? Yeah,
Flip.
Bronzebeard had there was no mention of a baby like dragon in there. If you flip to the very front of the journal, it's a little different, like that first entry compared to the others. He talks about missing El Siete, or having missed seeing them. And basically like there seems to be like that they're sorry for what happened to Elsie with like the memory loss, you can assume, like whatever that coconut hitting. And they're promising that they're going to come back and make sure that they are okay again and again. And there is a note at the end of each of them saying, if you ever want to just come with, you can always come with me. You don't have to stay, is basically how like all of those entries end. And then after that kind of initial, like slightly different wording kind of entry, then it starts being like, we visited today and we talked about this. We talked about how I'd gone on this adventure. And these do span for multiple hundreds of years.
So maybe El Siete was part of the crew before, and then, Bronzebeard does like telling stories, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
That if this was somebody that it was his friend, that maybe the journal was a way for him to kind of preserve the memory of these stories and their time together, since El Siete couldn't preserve them.
I mean, having a whole journal dedicated to this, being, I don't think that would be done just kind of on a whim.
Randomly.
It's very specifically only conversations with El Siete.
Yep. It's just basically like a recap of the day that they spent together. And it's always like about a day's length, maybe a little shorter, just depending on the entry.
And we don't have anyone on the crew that could potentially have been alive for like hundreds of years, other than now we're finding Bronzebeard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's been part of the crew. Am I the one who's been part of the crew the longest? I've been with the crew for like 30 years.
The only one who's been there longer is Harlequin, but even they have been like, she would have been like closer to 70 or 80 years.
Yeah.
But like she also like, until you were kind of getting this confirmation that there's multiple hundred years with Bronzebeard, something happening there. You kind of always assumed that Harlequin was a little bit exaggerating when she would talk about being with the crew that long, because like Bronzebeard appears to be a human. So like the time isn't really adding up. But if we're circling back to kind of all the different elements that you guys have been saying, as well as with Ren's history check, there are different pieces that are kind of popping together here. There was a dragon an adult dragon that Elsie told you guys about that was killed. Shortly after, there was a baby dragon, a baby bronze dragon, that kind of spent its first few years with Elsie on this island. And then one day, the dragon kind of got old enough and it decided to leave the island. And it didn't return for a little while until a human then started visiting a few times a year. Everyone go ahead, roll me a nature check. And actually, Ren, go ahead and roll it with advantage because of that history check you did before, just a kind of a continuation on that.
Oh, I rolled 2 9s for a 10.
Okay. Daisy, what'd you get?
Also a 10, yes.
Wow, just 10 it up here. Cal?
We're just
10s. 12, and then Ringo?
12 also. But I'm starting to think that Brooke is right. I'm starting to think that that he's the dragon, that Bronzebeard's the dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to line up, yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys are kind of like thinking of this, like, okay, it's not unheard of knowledge. It's not super rare. The dragons have the ability to shapeshift into humans. And the color of Bronzebeard's eyes, that golden warm brown with flecks of green, is the exact same color that is bronze dragon scales. And as these kind of pieces kind of tumble together, you're like, you always thought that he was just exaggerating because he loved stories and he loved sharing them and you thought he was collecting them. But he had stories from hundreds of years. And this triggers in Ringo's memory, the very first day that you met him and you fell on the ship. You were listening to him regale all of the existing crew at that time about the story, about how he fought off an entire army of dwarves by himself. And you rolled a history check, and you remember like that fight happened a few hundred years ago. And it struck you as odd in the moment, but you didn't really think about it too much as you moved on. And then, Ren, you're thinking back to those little broken memories from the day that you met Bronzebeard. And you remember thinking, how is this puny human, how did he carry me back to that ship? Why did all of a sudden I smell ozone? And why is it that the wind suddenly picked up when I kind of was in and out of consciousness as soon as we got out of the village? Why did I feel scratchy, like scale mail, but I never saw that armor again? And then you think too with like, back to all of this with like, Cal, when you saw under the water, the first time that you saw Bronzebeard and you brought him up, how was a human down there for that long? You kind of imagine maybe a magical item, but the thing that really stuck out to you with that memory were those impossibly large eyes. And it was impossibly large because bronze dragons love being under the water. They love swimming. They've always been akin to it. And Daisy, the smell of when your uncle would give you a big hug and he smelled like the sea after a storm, literally the bronze dragons, like MO with this. That's where they are most at home with. And so all of these pieces kind of fit together. And you guys realize that Bronzebeard wasn't just a larger than life man. He was the baby bronze dragon that wasn't so baby anymore. And those gifts that you guys all got at the beginning are all draconic gifts that were passed down from his draconic heritage.
That bastard.
His eyes are what triggered the freaking skeletons.
Oh no. And
Okay.
so the dragon, he himself was a dragon and he got cursed, and I mean something must have been incredibly powerful to have taken out a bronze dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I wrote this down. Who cursed him?
Oh, Von Holtz. Oh, Umberly.
Oh,
Yeah, the sea.
Umberly, the bitch queen.
Yep.
The
goddess
queen
of
of
the
the
sea.
ocean. Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of honestly like, to a certain extent, Von Holtz kind of tripped into the accidentally perfect crime. If he had come and tried to fight one-on-one with Bronzebeard, he would have been annihilated immediately. But just by coincidence, he chose a method that could even take down a dragon.
And he's way too stupid to have actually figured that out.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I will just straight up just say behind the curtain, no. He did not figure
Lucky
it out.
bastard.
Yeah.
He's just lucky.
He just got
imagine.
lucky.
Wow.
Just lucky bastard.
Wow. Okay.
Well, can we... Oh, gosh. Is Alciete still over there? I don't want to ask him anything. Because, okay, so assuming Bronzebeard... Yeah, assuming Bronzebeard is a
Punching the
dragon,
door down over here.
maybe there's a horde or a hideout or something on this island? Is that maybe where we need to go? Is that what's,
That's what they said was in the mountains where the dragon
Yep.
used to live.
Oh,
I don't know if that
okay.
was where Bronzebeard, but at least
That's where the
his
mama
mother's.
dragon was?
Yeah, I think that's what I was
Okay.
that's where the
Imagine.
dragons were at.
And that is, when you guys were jotting the map down before, that is like the information you saw that after kind of like an ambiguous part in the middle, which you can now logic through, was that skull and crossbones. There was the path was still together and then forked, which is kind of back where Elsie was. And then there was the waterfall that you guys remembered, and you remembered a forked tree in the other direction. So you guys kind of know that in order to continue on, and then the paths go to the mountain after that. So you guys can know kind of where that next part is of the map to the mountain.
Okay. I mean, it seems like that's where we need to go,
Yeah,
right?
just keep going.
Keep going. Keep going.
I think we need.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys head back down the 15 feet where Elsie is.
No!
Skeleton attack!
And he runs and bumps into a tree.
Oh, not the tree.
I think Ren might, though, like, as we're walking, I think Ren might look to, like, Daisy, knowing that, like, her whole family knows Bronzebeard. And just ask, like, do you think they had any idea?
No, like, well, our parents met them maybe like 30 years ago, and Ringo was around then, apparently, and the story that I got doesn't line up with. It just seems like it's another one of his tall tales. I guess this one was one of the ones that wasn't incredibly accurate.
I guess he had a good secret he could have told Alciete.
That's a great secret.
Not that Alciete remembers any secrets.
Yeah,
No. Really ironic that
Best
that's what they
person
want.
to keep the secrets, right? The person who doesn't remember more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
Where you guys are standing, the path tees. To your left, you hear the sounds of rushing water, which you can guess is that waterfall that you guys recalled is on the map. And to the right, you see an oddly shaped tree that kind of looks like a white pitchfork, like those like square like cacti that are like that, but in tree form. So that shape is completely bare of all leaves and bark, and is just kind of looks like bright white against the rest of the greenery. So everyone go ahead and roll me a history check. Cal, Ren, and Ringo with advantage again to see what you remember the map kind of telling you would be the better route. Ren, what did you get?
Got another 19.
Nice. Daisy?
18.
Nice. Cal?
With advantage, not a natural 20, but I got a 20.
Ooh, man, very nice. Ringo?
14.
Okay. So yeah, with your guys' history checks, you feel like you should go towards the waterfall. And this also kind of feels right. Just you're like, all right, a bronze dragon made this map. So far, I've been pointed towards like all aquatic things. This is tracking. So yeah, you kind of intuition is to head that way.
Well, besides the fact that every good story has some mystery behind a waterfall.
Of course.
Yeah,
There's some
true.
secret there.
It's needed. You follow the path towards the sound of the rushing water. The path slopes upward and the terrain becomes rocky. A short while later, you emerge from the jungle and you find yourself standing across a small lake from the base of a large waterfall. What do you do?
I mean, do we think there's something behind it?
I can't remember what my magic thing is. Hold on.
Telekinesis?
No, were we allowed to like
Your
An
item?
item?
The
Magic
the
item.
item.
because I think
Did you have a...
I think I've got something where I can walk on water
Oh, nice.
because I don't
Oh,
like
that's
the
right. Yeah,
water
'cause you
because
don't
I don't
like
want to
water.
be in the water anymore. Like
Yep.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what it is. So just
I think you have a ring of
found it.
water
I have
water
the ring
walking.
ring of water walking
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
want to be in the water.
Love that.
So I mean I could
That's awesome.
walk over there.
That's, yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, I also,
And
as
you're
you kinda
sneaky.
glance-
You could sneak over if you want.
Sneak a sneak?
I could do that. I need to pull up ring. I don't know what that item does except for
You're
walk on
totally
water.
good. We're just going to assume that you can walk on water.
It says ring of water walk. Jesus,
I'm just going to not dig too much into it. That's a skill that would be very valuable in this case. So,
There's a very shocking description of this item. While wearing this ring, you can stand on and move across any liquid surface as if it was solid ground.
Any
I didn't
liquid
see that
surface.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Does that include water?
I feel weird for knowing that.
Is that a liquid?
Is that a liquid?
So can I make a check for that? No.
Can I check this as liquid water, please? Yeah, I can sneak over there.
give me a stealth check as you do it.
I'm gonna use inspiration on that one. I'm just gonna use it.
Okay.
25 stealth.
Awesome.
I'm super
Yeah.
stealthy.
You are like those like water glider bugs that are super cool, and you just like ice skate across the water. I'm guessing you're headed towards the waterfall. I just don't want to assume.
No, I'm actually just like doing circles on. Dude, check me out, guys. No, yeah, I'm heading towards the waterfall.
Yeah, as you head towards the waterfall, you get closer and closer, and like right as you start to feel the mist start to like bounce and hit your face, and you start to get like a little twitchy about like, ugh, gross. The water of the waterfall suddenly parts above you, like someone opened a really big umbrella, creating a dry
Ooh.
archway for you to walk through. And you can
That's
see on the other
lovely.
side that there's like a little tunnel.
Hey guys, there's a tunnel over here. Can you hear me from the waterfall?
They just see you do this.
Well, I assume we see a waterfall split from it's pretty big.
I imagine Ringo can hear everything with the perception that she has.
Yeah.
So she can hear your heartbeat of the heart.
I'm going to be doing come on over.
So the water, for the rest of you, like if you kind of look at it, it is about like it would come up to like belly button height. It's not
not bad. Okay.
It's not bad.
Okay, so we
you
can
wouldn't have to
wade
like
through it.
swim across. You would have to wade through it a little slowly, but it is totally walkable.
I'm still a very small creature, even for a Kenku, and they're normally small. So I might like need a piggyback.
Little piggyback.
Piggy.
I'll
You come up
Piggy
here.
back.
So okay.
I'm tall, so you'll be fine up here.
Great.
Yeah, so you guys all like it's like a little slow going just because like water aerobic style. It's like kind of a slog through water, but there's no traps, tricks, or animals. As you make your way through the archway of the waterfall and step into the tunnel behind. And as all four of you kind of cross that threshold, you see the waterfall resumes back down its normal pattern, blocking the way of the tunnel again, like the view of the tunnel. But it also kind of makes the space inside pitch black for a second. As it goes dark, you see that like that effect on eyes where you see the little like floating like speckly lights as your eyes are like adjusting to like an abrupt change in light. But after a few seconds, you notice that those like little optical floating stars aren't going away, but they're actually multiplying. And as your eyes continue to adjust to this new environment, you see that it's not actually just like little optical floaters. The tunnel is completely lined with bioluminescent plants, gently lighting the way for you. Brilliant colors all around you, guiding you upward.
Aw,
Okay.
so cute.
Cute. You walk for what feels like about an hour, the path rising at a steady pace the entire time, and your legs are starting to tire a bit from the hike. When you round a corner and see that the tunnel path has suddenly ended into a large cavern. Pause for dramatic effect while I scroll. Scroll. The cavern is massive, maybe 60 feet across, and it's kind of like circular, with 30-foot tall ceilings. Stalactites hang from the ceiling like chandeliers. In the center of the room is a shallow lagoon with vividly colored aquatic plants and a gentle mist rolling off of it. The chamber is filled with the sound of a gentle summer thunderstorm. Thunder softly rolls through the air, which smells faintly of ozone. The chamber is mostly empty otherwise, but you do clock that, including the one you're kind of just outletted, there are 3 doorways/entrances in this place. The biggest one and the one that's most noteworthy is a large 10-foot door made of bronze. You can see that there are letters carved into it and kind of like a pattern, but you can't really get a clear, an image, not a pattern. But you can't get a clear view from where you're standing. You're just a little too far away from it. Then there's the little entrance that you came in from, like a little cave entrance. And then across the way, there is almost like a really large open window equivalent. So it's not a doorway necessarily because it's a little elevated, but it's kind of like a huge portal out and you just kind of see sky. So it goes straight outward.
Well,
Yeah.
seems obvious to go through the bronze one, right?
You have to inspect the door, yeah.
But do we check the other ones too?
Well, we can't really go through the big window.
Wow.
Window is like pretty, I'm guessing it's a little high up,
Like a takeoff platform kind of thing?
or an entrance for a dragon to possibly enter.
Yeah, Daisy, you feel like, yeah. That's basically his little, like, his airport entrance and exit.
That's cute.
Great. Yeah, you logicked through it perfectly, yep. So you guys want to go over to the door? Is that what you're thinking? The bronze one, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, see what the picture is, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys walk over to the bronze door. It's only about like 20 feet away. And the bronze door is huge, and it's intricately carved with the picture of a dragon flying over a stormy sea. Scratched into it in handwriting that you all recognize as Bronzebeard's, you see the text, "A pirate's favorite letter guards my prized treasures." As you are kind of like thinking about this, you all of a sudden hear a noise kind of stumbling in. And it's like if someone trip falls is what you're basically hearing. And you turn and you see Von Holtz and his bodyguard. Von Holtz looks rough. He just kind of tumbled in from that like little like what we joked is the like airport entrance of the cave, and he looks disheveled as all get out. His hair is no longer in its like elegant blonde poof. It looks windblown, like weirdly pushed over to the side, and it's matted down in places from probably getting wet with some like unknown substance. There are mud smears and frays on his expensive silk clothing, and the like powdered bronzer that he had on his face is like dripping in places where his face got wet. Next to him, his bodyguard seems pretty unfazed and unchanged by everything. You know, you can definitely tell that guy is just, he is capable and he's not incompetent, I should say. And he's, you know, it's just a job for him. He has no buy-in in this game. But as he writes himself and he sees you guys, I don't know how you could have done it, but you messed with my ship. And I had to ride a fisherman's ship here. And I had to touch a fisherman. I had to touch a poor people. Those are for photo ops only, for PR. I don't know what you're doing here, but this, I am from the wealthy family, so this all is mine automatically. What is in here? A pond? What is this? Is this really it? Is this what the treasure is?
Yeah. I looked at the bodyguard and I just go, seriously, this guy?
And he does like one of these like, and as you kind of like give like a smart back and take in this hot mess of a rich man, you all feel a subtle shift in the air after Von Holtz entered the room. The thunderstorm that had been gently rumbling in the background starts to increase in severity. The fog rolling over the shallow lagoon starts to billow up in thicker puffs. And then from the fog rises a corporeal form. It's hard to distinguish at first, but as it rises higher and higher, you make out the shape of a huge ghost dragon. Everybody roll initiative.
Ghost dragon.
Ghost dragon.
Ghost
Is that Bronzebeard's mama?
Come in to haunt us.
Man.
Oof.
So, Ren, what did you get?
I got another 18. I keep rolling the same things for the same checks.
Very consistent. I like it.
I'm not cheating. It's just, I don't know what's happening.
I think she might be cheating.
I just wrote down initiative 18. History checks 19.
Wait, I have to re-roll those?
I got this roll. I'm gonna keep it. I like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Daisy, what about you?
11.
Okay. Cal?
13.
And Ringo.
9.
Awesome. Okay, so if lay of the land, you guys are in, the room is a 60-foot circular room, okay, and 30-foot ceilings in case you want to do any flying shenanigans. You guys are on the north side of the room, like right next to the presumably treasure trove doors. The dragon manifested dead center in the lagoon. So it is presumably about like 30 feet away from you. And then Von Holtz and the bodyguard not manifested. They didn't manifest. They fell through and went down. They entered through the other door, which is like on the south side. So they are directly across, also 30 feet away. Okay. Any questions about layout before we switch into initiative?
Nope.
So first up is an environmental factor. As the dragon manifests in the center of the room, a deafening, loud thunderclap rings out from the dragon, so it's centered on it. So everyone go ahead and give me a DC 15 con saving throw. So a constitution saving throw. Roll for DM2.
I'm going to use my inspiration for that.
What's the DC?
15.
What am I rolling? Sorry.
A constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Wait, it's okay to use the inspiration for that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Ren, what'd you get?
I'm debating if I want to use my inspiration. I'm 1 away. I rolled a 14. I'm gonna do whatever it is. I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Daisy?
18.
Okay, so that pass. Cal?
Dirty 20.
Nice. Ringo?
16. I used my inspiration to get that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So, just Ren, you are kind of rocked. You're unexpecting it. You're kind of like still annoyed by the presence of this like disgusting, wealthy, rich boy across the way, speaking stupid things to you guys. So you don't catch yourself kind of in time to kind of brace yourself against this really loud noise. But it's only you take 5 thunder damage.
Okay.
And then the only other thing is you are deafened until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
So Von Holtz also failed that. So you can just hear him scream talking to his bodyguard directly next to him. And the bodyguard's like, ugh, not realizing at all that like he is just not hearing himself and is super loud talking. But the bodyguard did pass. After the environmental effect, we have Ren. You are up.
Well, I can't hear shit, but I can still swing a blood axe. So that is, how far away are they from me?
So the dragon is a size huge. So they are actually only 10 feet away from you. In order to get to Von Holtz, it would be, you'd kind of have to scoot around the dragon. So that would probably be about a full 60 feet with kind of like the arch that you'd have to take.
Okay. I do have 40 feet of movement. So I would like to move up on the dragon, but like where I'm
Making your way over.
I want to have 40. I don't want to get right up on them necessarily. I want to have 40 feet between me and Von Holtz and the guard, but also be at the dragon, like whatever the closest thing to that is.
Do you want a true 40 or is it 40 or less, if that makes sense? Like
I would like to slightly keep my distance from them to see what's going to happen if I can't get there, but I want to be able to get to them in my next turn.
Oh, so I miscounted. Even with a swoop, you are 40 feet away from Von Holtz right now. Even with a swoop. I just kind of was guessing that you'd be the 60 based off of a full swoop around a circle, but I just was able to do it with 40. Would you like to, and you would not take an opportunity attack from the dragon?
Yeah, I want to get up on Von Holtz.
Understandable. All right, so you are within melee now of Von Holtz, and you are just outside of melee from the dragon.
Okay. I'm going to rage.
Understandable.
And so everyone now, my wolf totem is in effect. So if you're within 5 feet of me and you make a melee attack, you will have advantage. And I'm going to swing at him.
Awesome.
Not a great roll. 15.
Hit.
Ooh, good. Okay.
He's fancy boy.
Fancy boy. Gonna take some damage. Ooh.
I feel like I should do what Kyle does and just get my calculator. Why am I working hard? I'll just do it. I don't have a huge graphing calculator like
Then you
him,
can play
but mine's
Snake on it
pink
later.
for Women's History Month. There you go.
Wonderful.
So that's 16 damage because I rolled an 11 on my die.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
That's math I can actually do, and that's the time I got that calculator. You said 16?
16. But I have my
Perfect.
second attack.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's better, so that will hit. 10 damage.
Once again, math
I did not
can
add
do.
my rage. I didn't add my rage damage, so an extra 4 on top of that for both attacks. Like for total.
Total, right? Because
Yes.
it's +2.
Yep.
Awesome. Von Holtz is not looking... He's not bloodied, but like he's also already like,
Is he near the opening?
Yeah, but I will say with the cool like shove things, it's like window, it's like up, it's not. So like if you were to shove him back, he would just kind of slam into the wall below that opening.
Okay, I don't think I want to. Oh, and I can't because it's a bonus action and I raged. And I also don't want. I don't think I want to move him farther away from my people. So yeah, regardless, that's my turn.
Awesome, very powerful turn. So next is the dragon. So it is going to do its breath attack, and you guys are basically in two clusters. There is the cluster with Cal, Ringo, and Daisy, and then there's the cluster with Ren, Von Holtz, and the bodyguard. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have one of you roll a pure luck check to see what cluster it's going to be, okay? Who wants to do the luck check? Don't all jump at once, ladies.
My rolls have not been historically great.
I'm totally gonna pick on Natalie with this. All right, Daisy, you're gonna do my luck check.
Sure.
My rolls haven't been great.
Say
you.
You. Okay, so since I'm making you roll, we'll say 11 through 20 is you guys, so it's less of a chance, a little less, and then the 1 through 10 will be the other cluster with Von Holtz.
Oh, now I'm gonna roll good. 6.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
So the dragon, in a frenzy, fires off of its breath weapon. And you see this shadowy mist, like a dark fog cloud or like a dark thunderstorm cloud, burst forward. And it's a 90-foot cone, but like this room's not even close to that. So kind of just plows into Von Holtz, Ren, and Cal. So all three of those will need to do a DC 21 Constitution saving throw.
You said Cal, did you mean Clint?
Yes, I did. Sorry.
I was like,
yes.
I'm going to do it.
How'd you get over there?
We're going over there, though.
I was like, what? Yeah, no, it would be Ren, Von Holtz, and the bodyguard Clint will be doing this check. So I'm going to do them for...
All right, I need a 14 or higher on the die.
14. Did you get it? Your face is screaming that you did it.
Well, remember
Let's see the joy.
Your inspiration, right? Like,
I feel like I should use it. I mean, I have to hit a 14, which isn't great, but it's a breath weapon. I know those suck, so I'm gonna use it.
It's a ghost breath.
Okay. To the listeners at home,
She nailed it.
she nailed it. No. So both Ren and Von Holtz are so wrapped up like in combat with each other. Von Holtz basically does the equivalent of "no one makes me bleed my own blood."
And I'm just looking at him like, are you serious? What are you even talking about?
The bodyguard, however, was like looking over and it was like, oh, and was able to kind of like brace themselves for this. But unfortunately, Ren and Von Holtz take 40 cold damage. And you are frightened of the ghost dragon until the end of your next turn. The nice thing is with that, while you are frightened of the ghost, you're basically just paralyzed. So you're paralyzed for a round, essentially.
But it's okay.
Paralyzed, or I just can't like move toward it?
No, with this particular dragon, you're paralyzed.
I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So you don't have to like run away or dash out of that little airport window or anything.
Okay. Well, positive. Ren's Blood Rage Great Axe will now be in effect because she's less than half of her health, but she looks like really bad. She looks really bad. So.
Well, there you go. Coincidentally, so does Von Holtz.
Yeah.
He is
Take one for the team, Ren.
I will.
so bad. Yeah, he is not doing well. Okay, so Clint, the bodyguard, does still take half a damage, so he did still take the 20, but he's not frightened by it.
He's not scared. He ain't scared no dragon.
He ain't scared of no ghost.
Scared no ghost.
No ghost dragon.
No ghost dragon.
No ghost dragon.
And that is the dragon's turn, which is probably enough for your guys' sake.
Please.
So, Next is Von Holtz, and he is paralyzed, so he basically just stands there peeing his pants because his bladder is not paralyzed. I've decided.
Also, Von Holtz and I were the only ones who were deafened, right? So, also, we're now deafened and really
paralyzed,
hurt.
peeing his pants. What a day.
It's just a day.
And his hair's all messed up.
I know, his hair is
Time to go home.
It's out of disarray. He had to touch a poor person. It was the worst.
Poor people.
Cal, that is your turn. You are
going over there.
You're about 10 feet away from the dragon, but you, what's your movement? Just out of curiosity, just so I can give you the lay of the land. 30, right?
Yep. 30.
You can't get all the way to Von Holtz. Oh, wait, you can dash, though, as a bonus action as a rogue. So you could get over to Von Holtz, and he's looking very bad, just to let you know. And you would be able to do it, you'd just be able to skirt around the dragon without taking any opportunity attacks.
Okay, let's do that then.
Okay.
I'm gonna skirt around the dragon.
So I'm going to scoot you all over, and now you're standing next to Ren, and Von Holtz is right in front of you, and you are in melee.
Is that wolf
with Von
totem
Holtz.
still in effect, even if Ren's
Yeah, I'm
paralyzed?
still raging.
Okay.
raging.
It's not gonna get bonus attack.
It will just drop at the in her next turn. Because
my next
well, actually, no,
turn.
you took damage though, right? So
Yeah,
isn't that what
yeah.
it is? You took damage, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him with my short sword. Oh fuck! Sorry, that was a 1 or 8 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, well I was too
Well,
busy.
did you?
I was too
you get-
busy skirting.
What is it? You get advantage, right? Because of
You
the
get
wolf totem?
advantage because of me.
Let's roll it again.
I thought it was a 1 with advantage. I was
10?
like, how does
Oh
that
my
happen?
gosh.
A 10 to hit or
Yeah.
a 10 on the dice?
10
No,
to
that
hit.
unfortunately missed.
Okay.
Although, oh no, wait, you already had advantage. Never mind. I was going to give you advantage because he's paralyzed.
I'll
but,
take it.
Yeah, you already had. You can't do double advantage, unfortunately.
Okay, well, fine. I guess that's fair.
Is there anything else you would like to do? So you have a little bit of movement where you could just move out of melee with Von Holtz without taking
Because he's also
an opportunity.
Yeah, he's also
paralyzed, and you tried to attack him. So
Yeah, I'm gonna just like back up just a little bit.
scoot back a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I moved you back. So you're now up against, like, just backed up to the wall, and you have now like 2 squares in between you and Von Holtz.
Okay, that works.
Next up is Daisy.
Right. Can I get to Ren in 30 feet?
I did move 40, I think, to get out of.
Yeah, with 30 you wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Do you have any area of or like range?
Yeah, I have range, but
And just so you know, I'm raging, so if I get hit with like regular damage, I'm gonna half it, but I don't know what's
I wanted to try and cure the paralyzed, but I need to be touching you. That's a little too far, so
Yeah, it will also too like wear off at the end of their next turn, so it's not like a permanent thing. So don't stress
good.
too much about that. Yeah.
all right.
I know you really wanted to heal Von Holtz, but you can hold that back.
Yeah.
Really too.
Heal him so we can
From-
beat him up some more.
I can do that. No, no, I'm just gonna do a real big 3rd level healing word on Ren from 60 feet away.
I'm gonna scoot you over 2 spaces just so you have line of sight. Is that okay?
Oh, okay.
Just-
Yes.
yeah, you're not in any danger with it or anything like that. You're actually just like spreading out from Ringo a little bit.
22
Oh,
hit points. Yes.
wow. Thank you.
That's my bonus action, and then I don't want to be mean to a dragon, but the dragon's being mean to us, so I am going to cast a Sacred Flame on the dragon.
Okay.
That's a Dex 16.
That's a 15.
Okay.
Hey.
8 damage.
Awesome.
And
I'm
that's
just
my turn.
guessing Sacred Flame does it do flame like
It's
fire
radiant.
damage?
Oh, it's radiant.
Radiant.
It's radiant. It's radiant.
Okay,
Yes.
both are great. Since it's a
fire.
dragon type does matter with it.
Yes.
Both of those are good, so it's all good. Okay. After Daisy is Ringo.
Okay, so would you be able to describe the grouping of Von Holtz and his crony?
Yeah.
Because that's where, let's see, is Brooke over? Sorry, Ren is over there too, right?
Yeah, I'm on Von Holtz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of over there too now, I guess.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So the bodyguard and Von Holtz are kind of like right next to each side by side. And then Ren is a little in the square catty corner to Von Holtz. Cal is a little off to the side, like 15 feet, not in melee with any of them. And then you are across the room from them still. So you would be
How many feet away?
avoiding opportunity attacks from the dragon. You'd be 40 feet of movement to get to the bodyguard and 45 to be in melee with both of them.
Okay, so I don't want to go all the way over there, but I want to cast Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
And that has 100-foot long, 5-foot wide range. So I want to maneuver in a direction that will allow me to get an angle to try to get Von Holtz and his crony and avoid my friends. So like I'm not sure where I am in the room, but I want to like go to an angle where I can cast it like.
What's the range?
100 feet.
Okay.
From myself, so like I can angle it. I just want to make sure I get an angle where I'm not going to hit my friends.
The rest, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I will scoot you down there. Yeah, you can make it. That would be 30 feet. Is that what you have for?
That's my movement. So I think that's my movement. So that should be okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that would be 30 feet of movement would put you so that you are in a like basically direct line to go from like it would basically translate through the bodyguard into Von Holtz. So you can go ahead and use that spell.
Okay, let's do it. Each creature in the line has to make a dex saving throw. And it's a dex 15.
Okay. Von Holtz passed, unfortunately, with a 19.
Okay.
And then the bodyguard got a
Someone
16.
who's paralyzed pass a dex saving throw?
Oh, that's true. Can they
that's
do
true.
dex
They're
saving throws?
incapacitated.
They're held in place.
So do they automatically fail it, or do they do it with disadvantage?
No. Automatically fail strength and dex saves because I looked up the paralyzed condition to know what was happening with me.
What
so
is
yeah.
that?
Thanks,
Sweet.
producer.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay,
Thanks,
so bodyguard. Did you say it was a 15? He got a 16. Was it a 15 or 16 to pass?
It's a 15 to pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
saving throw.
bodyguard passed. Von Holtz failed.
Okay. So it is 8d6 lightning damage on failed and half on success.
Nice. Give me those numbers.
Oh man.
So give me the full, and then I'll half it for the bodyguard.
Wait, hold on. Okay, that is 16.
16
and
damage total?
8. Yeah, lightning damage.
Okay, perfect. I love this for you. I love it so hard. You see, well, you describe it. What does it look like as the lightning shoots out of you and passes through the bodyguard? He doesn't like it. And then ends Von Holtz because he had exactly 16 HP left. So how do you kill the guy who murdered your best friend?
So, I mean, it's probably like a fairly comical sight, right? Because you have this tiny bird creature that's like, flapping along for a few feet, and then just this giant lightning bolt, shoots out of its tiny, like, bird body. I mean, I feel like it should be like in the movies where a lightning bolt passes into him and then just kind of like his hair starts frying and then, his eyeballs and he's like, going like this, and then he just knocks over.
Keels over. Yeah. I love it. I love it. You guys made very quick work of him. And Von Holtz is no more.
He's Von Bolts now.
He's Von Von Boltz.
Got him.
Amazing.
Got him.
We made lightning quick work of that guy.
Gosh.
So good.
I think we need some thunderous applause after that one. Okay. Please don't ban me from future episodes. I like it here.
Tiddly, if I haven't gotten banned, there's no way you can get banned. Perfect turn. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Hold on. Let's see if there's any bonus actions.
Okay,
I used all my movement.
Did you roll 8d6?
Yes.
And you got 16?
Oh, you know what? I rolled 6d6. You're right. I missed 2d6. Should I roll an additional 2?
Yeah, because it
will affect the bodyguard.
Okay,
It will
all
affect
right.
the bodyguard.
All right, apologies. I missed out 2. Oh, that makes a big difference. That's 11 extra points.
11 extra? Okay. So then half, that'll become 5. But yeah, he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
He just
Okay,
great.
great.
He is
like
now
that.
officially blooded too.
Thank you for that catch. Yeah. Sorry, I was
I was just like,
short
I mean,
by
it could
2.
happen. I was just
only
like,
rolled,
statistically.
I rolled 66. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's your action and your movement. Do you have a bonus action you want to do?
Yes. Yes, I would like to. So, Ringo is really scared about shifting into a wild shape because she was trapped in a parrot body for so long, but she's inspired by, like, von Holtz's death, and she's like, she's gathered her gumption and courage, and she's going to use wild shape for the first time in 30 years, and she is going to turn into a crocodile.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So you're gonna see this bird, this small
crazy.
bird humanoid, morph into a crocodile.
After shooting a giant laser.
It's a giant lightning bolt.
Just a regular day.
Just a normal day. So she was terrified before, but she's emboldened, and it's been an emotional journey so far. So this is special, a special moment for her.
Oh, that's an amazing. Yeah, I love that. Is there anything else? I think that's all.
That's
three,
all
right?
I can do. That's my bonus action.
Okay. So next up is the bodyguard, and he's bloodied. Like, he took a lot of hits in that first round, and he sees Von Holtz drop, and then he sees like this bird that just shot lightning out of its like hands, and then turned into a crocodile.
A giant crocodile. Yeah.
He just like dramatic Muppet frown faces and goes, and then he turns and he
quit.
just kind of like pummel horses out the entrance that they came in, and
Nice.
just pops out the window and is gone.
Does he just jump out the window?
That's what he
just,
came
like,
in. You guys
leaped
don't
out
know
of
what's
there.
out there, but
You don't
he just
pay me enough for this, mateys. I'm out.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Deuces.
No living
so yeah.
body to guard, so might as well
Yep,
get out
he
here.
is gone. Yeah, so he'll use his movement and his action to just dip. All right, that is the end of that round. Up at the top, at 20, is another environmental effect. So you guys see the fog rise up around the dragon, heavily obscuring it from view. Attack rolls against it now have disadvantage. And Ringo, you would know, because we talked about this before, that if you get within 10 feet of it, you would be able to see like where it is. You would be able to negate that disadvantage.
Sense it with the blind sight.
Yeah, with
Okay.
the blind
Yeah.
sight.
Yeah.
But all the other attacks against it will have disadvantage. So that's the environmental effect. And then next is Ren. So at the end of your turn, your paralysis ends automatically.
Right.
So you unfortunately just kind of lose this turn a little bit, unless you have some magic.
No, and I think I'm still raging, but this is my first barbarian, so let me run this past you guys. So it says your rage ends early if you are knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn, or taken damage since then. So is my rage ending, or is that including the previous turn?
You
As,
took
like-
damage since your last turn.
Okay.
The dragon hit you since the last turn, so you
That's-
are good to go. Yeah.
Okay, that's
You
yeah,
are not.
okay.
Your rage has not ended because you were hit by the breath.
But it is the end of my turn, and I'm still standing where I am. Okay, cool.
Yep. So, but your paralysis has ended. Your deafened effect is also over, so you gain your hearing. Everything is back for you.
Okay.
Everything's coming up, Ren.
We're doing great here.
It's doing great. Okay, so the next up is the dragon. I should roll to see if they get their breath weapon. They do not. That was 1 on there. But, so the dragon is going to take 2 claw attacks and a bite attack. So it is going to position itself. It just is going to scoot down 5 feet because Cal and Ren are the closest to it. So it's going to scoot down and it's going to do, we'll say it's going to do its bite attack against Cal and its 2 claw attacks against Ren. So first its bite attack. I don't think that's going to hit. Will a 13 hit?
No.
Perfect. And then claw attack number 1 against Ren. I am rolling like Kyle right now, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like this energy. Does a 15 hit, Ren?
No, I appreciate this. I appreciate this energy.
It's a war inside Becca because Becca on this podcast really likes the high rolls, but also as DM, I don't want the high rolls because I don't want to kill my players. Okay, so the first claw attack misses. Oh, I think this one will hit. It's a 26.
Yeah. Does a 26 hit?
Jeez. I just so that is going to be 14 necrotic damage.
Ooh, okay. So not halved. Okay.
But not too bad for 3 attacks. And no breath weapon back.
And you'll still be able to rage, like you won't have to re-rage because you got hit now.
And
I won't have to re-rage. I am looking pretty rough again, but yeah.
You look great. What are you talking about?
I'm not looking like I'm going to drop dead, but like we're fighting a dragon, so I don't know what's going to happen.
It's a ghost dragon.
It's not even real.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
We just need to blow it a little kiss and it'll be fine.
Now that it is up, like kind of in your business, Cal and Ren, go ahead and give me perception checks.
I'm going to check the perception out of this. What do you get?
Yes, you ma'am, Ren.
I got a nat 20.
Yay. Let's go.
I got a 15.
Well, that is still awesome
pretty good.
too.
Still pretty good.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay. So, Ren, you see this as it kind of turns to slash at you. So this is corporeal. It's not a physical dragon. But there are still, it's not like, like we would maybe imagine a ghost being like, just like sheer white kind of thing. This is an interesting, with the ghost dragons, they kind of retain a little bit of the coloring that whatever dragon it was in real life. And you can see as you're now up close, and especially with that high of a roll, you see like the bronze coloring that kind of peeking through on the scales. And you recognize those eyes, like 1000% recognize those eyes. And Cal, you saw those eyes underwater when it was pulling you. Those eyes were like comforting you as it was getting you off of the bottom of the sea. You guys guessed that this was maybe Bronzebeard's mom, but you think that this is actually Bronzebeard. With that is actually your turn, Cal.
Okay, well, I still have the journal, don't I? Just trying to think of like anything that maybe like would resonate with like material objects that they had, I guess, while they were living. So I just like hold it up. I like put my weapons down and I hold it up. I don't know.
Do you say anything or do you kind of like?
I try to say like, I'm like, Captain, it's us. And I'm like, just like, it's your crew. We're here for you. We're here on the mission that you sent us on.
Awesome.
Holding it up.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Well, the first one's a 24.
Do better than that.
8. So we're gonna stick with the 24. Stick with that 24, please.
The second one
Yes,
was
please.
a no.
Yeah, the second one, yeah.
That's a no.
As Daisy says, it was a no.
No.
Amazing. So you hold up the journal and you call out to your beloved friend and say, like, trying to get them to focus in and see who actually is in the room with them. And you do see that it has an effect. And it starts to almost like kind of shake its head a little bit, like when you're trying to clear brain fog. It's not completely resolved, but you feel like it did something positive and it's in the right direction.
Okay.
After Cal is Daisy.
So do we know? Would I know how this ghost manifests? Like, what kind of is it a specific type of magic, or?
It's just kind of actually like a product of dragons, and their
dragons.
super strong connection to their horde. It's just like almost like a species property.
Okay, it's not a spell, not a curse or anything like that.
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'd also like. Now that we know this, Daisy's gonna walk up, sees what Cal's doing, and walks up to Bronzebeard and pleads with him and say, "Please, like, we're here to help. We miss you. We're really sad that you're gone. And, this isn't the way you wanted it to end, but we can't go on like this."
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh no, that's only an 8. Oh no.
With advantage.
Do you still
A
have
5 and a 7.
Do you still have your inspiration? Because
I do have inspiration.
Oh yeah, you could
yes.
use that.
I mean, I don't know,
Does-
but
Does
do what you
inspiration work?
Technically, you can't do a double advantage,
Oh.
but I'm the DM and I say yes.
I feel like inspiration supersedes that. That might not be
Yeah.
a rule technically, but
I like it. Yeah.
The exact same. Also an 8.
The D&D gods were like, no.
we didn't want it to happen.
No.
It just wasn't
No.
gonna happen.
That's the rule, and we have it written that way for a reason.
You walk up and you try to plead with your friend. His attention's just still a little distracted, and you can see that it's just not really reaching him yet. Like maybe like a visual too would help. Is I know you're thinking maybe. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't sink in and have the same effect. Ringo.
Okay, so Ringo is currently a crocodile.
Well,
Ringo
not
is-
that different than usual communication-wise.
Well, so right, exactly. I mean, Ringo can't really talk a whole lot anyway. But
forgot
Ringo,
about the
even
crocodile.
as a crocodile, has these really strangely brown eyes with bronze flecks in them, which happened recently. So the crocodile still has the same color eyes, the eyes that Bronzebeard had. So Ringo is going to use Dash and get as close as Ringo can to the dragon and just look at the dragon with these bronze eyes and just, try to share this moment with this person that, she loves and has known forever.
Oh, I love that. You look up with it, kind of like, I don't know, do one of those cute like dog things where you lean back on your haunches.
The big eye.
And do the big eyes. Roll me that persuasion with advantage.
That it's 18.
Amazing. Yeah, you see the dragon kind of like, you catch its attention as you just like crocodile dart across the floor and like almost like skitter across and then rise up on a haunches. So it does immediately look at you and you see its eyes clear for a second as it locks eyes with yours and recognizes it. You see it kind of shake its head and clear it a little bit more. And you guys feel like it's just like a little bit more and you would be able to kind of like release this ghost from its tie on here. All right. So that's the bodyguard's turn. He's just dashing wherever he is.
Oh no, enormous crocodile.
Next up is the environmental effect. So everyone, a thunder crack that's not quite as loud as before, as this room is being calmed by the interactions that are going on, but it's not quite done yet. So a thunder crack does roll through the room. Daisy, you are good. You're far enough away from it. But the other three, go ahead and give me a DC 15 con saving throw.
I got a 24.
Nice. So then, Daisy, you didn't have to do it. Cal, what did you get?
Is 6. Is a saving throw different than it's different than an ability check, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is in 6.
Okay. And then Ringo?
21.
Awesome. So Ringo and Ren don't take any damage at all. But because of this like dampened effect in the room, it's not even nearly as strong as last time. Cal, you are just going to take 2 thunder damage. So nothing big. And then that deafening effect, your ears are ringing, but you are not deafened, as it's kind of like, it doesn't feel good, but it's not nearly as strong. Your ear holes are just going to... Next up is Ren.
How far am I from like the dragon's head?
You're like pretty much, I mean, it's 20 feet tall, just as by nature of its size.
Yeah,
but
the front
you are, like,
of it,
right
I suppose.
there, basically, yeah. It had clawed at you on its last turn. So it's like basically facing you, looking at right at your cluster with Cal and Ringo. Okay.
I mean, she'll move more to just be like, right in direct line of sight. And if it's okay with the DM, her instinct would be to not persuade necessarily, but to use the thing that she knows he will recognize, which is her strength. And she wants to go up to him and say, you saved me on the hardest day of my life. And you know what I did that day. And if you don't back down, that strength and that rage is going to come right back out. And it's going to have to be directed at you. And she's like holding out her blood axe as she's saying this.
I love that. You see, like, initially when you like hold out the blood axe, like, and kind of get that fighter pose, that like the natural instincts of the ghost side of it kind of trigger, and you see it snort. And then like it gets down real low, like eye to eye with you, and kind of does like this little of its little shadowy thundercloud. Not the actual breath, but like a little of it. Go ahead and roll me. We're going to do an intimidation check, but you can use your strength for it.
Okay.
And go ahead and do that with advantage.
Whew, okay. Okay, first one is better. That's a 25.
Nice. Yeah, you see, like, initially its instinct is like, all right, is this going to be how we are? And then it gets down into, like, the fighting pounds. And then it's, like, right in that moment as it's close, you can see that, like, something triggers in it. Whether it brings back that memory of that day when you got up from the position where you were dying in the snow to slash at him, or what. You're not 100% sure. But you see their eyes kind of go from like Predator's really big pupils down to like a normal size for a second. And it sits back on its haunches and kind of like looks around the room and does a little snort. And then the ghost dragon dissipates back into the ground and is gone. Yay! And the room kind of quiets back down. The lagoon no longer has kind of that gentle fog rolling off of it. You don't hear the sounds of the gentle thunderstorm rolling through the room. Kind of just in a room.
Should we check out this door?
Always thinking about the loot.
So So Ringo is still pretty affected by Bronzebeard's death, and so Ringo is going to kind of like walk over to where the creature was and kind of curl up into a little circle and just kind of like
Lay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Ren would go up to Ringo too and just like, because I think until this moment, especially finding out that Bronzebeard was a dragon, Ren was like, he's still alive. Like, dragons do crazy magic stuff. Like, maybe something's still happening.
There's still hope.
And yeah,
Right.
and like seeing this ghost and talking to it and realizing that it having my shared memories is what saved us is kind of a lot. It's like that this is really him and this was really a ghost of him, and that means he's really gone. So I think she'll kind of kneel next to Ringo and just kind of, you know, sit down her axe and just take a moment real quick to just think about that.
Yeah, you guys can rest and just be together. And remember your friend and your uncle.
So Ringo is, after we take a moment of silence and memory together, Ringo is going to dismiss the wild shape and turn back into a Kenku.
Whoa.
That was you the whole time?
Never seen you do that before.
Well, yeah,
that was a new friend.
That was me. Oh my gosh, I can speak again. It's been so long. Hello, missed you. Oh my god, this is insane. Hello.
Wait, are you a Kenku? Are you still a Kenku?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just rapid fire saying everything.
Yeah. Basically, I've been wanting to tell you all these things for so long. Oh my god, guys, I can finally communicate with you. So like Ringo is really, really excited. Like she's something in this journey has changed something inside of her, and her like she's getting her memories back and her ability to talk is returning, and yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
She's like, oh my gosh, you guys have had something in your front teeth this whole time. Right here. It's been driving me crazy. That would be like the first thing she'd say after 30
she'd be
years.
like, after 30 years,
yes.
I've been wanting to tell you so much. But wait, you've got some crud right there. Can you just
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's just barnacles. They don't come off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You're beautiful as you are.
Can I
and I've
flip
been
my
wanting
little
to tell you
seaweed
that.
hair?
And also I've been wanting to tell you, Ren, you know, how much I love you. And
And I go down on one knee.
Do a quick wedding scene.
I know I'm part bird, but you know, I've been wanting to ask you on a date for forever. So finally I have my words to tell you how I feel about you.
Right.
I was waiting for you to say it so I could say it back.
Oh no, that's so heartbreaking.
I've been trying to tell you how I love you in my eyes. It's not enough.
Oh my goodness.
So how about that door?
So about the
Door now.
We probably should look at that door.
Hal waits the appropriate amount of time and then we go back to the door.
This guy's going over to the door.
Respectful period over.
A respectful period of time.
So you guys glanced at this door before Von Holtz interrupted. So it's a big bronze door that's intricately carved with a picture of a dragon flying over a stormy sea. And scratched into it in handwriting you guys all recognized as Bronzebeard's was the phrase, "A pirate's favorite letter guards my prized treasures."
R.
There's R and there's
The
the
C.
C. Yeah, so it depends which ones are we. Which
Like,
one are we?
I don't know. I feel like R would be one, but Bronzebeard always like he would
The
go
sea,
back to
the water,
sea.
aquatic. It's got to be the sea.
It's gotta be the sea. Yeah, it's a bronze dragon.
It's like it's actually Q.
You guys speak, as you're kind of like mulling through this, you say R and C, and neither of them open the door.
What the
Ooh.
freak?
A, B, C.
Are they,
There is another letter that usually guards a pirate's favorite prized
X.
treasures.
Oh, X marks the spot. Yes.
Look at you being so smart.
X marks the spot. As you speak the letter, the door slowly swings open, revealing Bronzebeard's dragon treasure hoard. Hooray! The walls of this cavern are covered in floor-to-ceiling bookcases. Tables of various styles and age fill the rest of the room. Every surface is covered in seemingly random objects. Vases, swords, shields, books, feathers, boat oars, balls of string, paintings, crystals, cooking pots, a shoe. Hundreds and hundreds of things. While some of them look like they could be worth a decent amount, most of them are just ordinary things. And then you notice the notes. Each item is meticulously labeled with a brief title, the date, and a story. Your Bronzebeard, he didn't value gold. He collected it, but that was mostly just to annoy people he didn't like. He valued stories. So everyone, go ahead, give me a perception check as you go around this room, just to see when you notice things. Ren, what'd you get?
I got a 19.
Daisy?
24.
Cal?
Oh my gosh, I think it was a 14.
Okay. And Ringo?
22.
So you guys start looking around this room and like kind of glancing at the labels as you go. And Daisy, you are the first one to have something that really catches your eye. A coil of old rope. The note says, "We changed out all the rigs today, and I couldn't bring myself to dispose of this one. I'm sure the crew thought I was crazy as I brought this frayed, moldy bit of rope to my room. But when I look at it, I see Daisy. The countless times she would hug on to me and we'd zip line across the ship, feeling the sea air on our faces. Her eyes would practically dance with joy, and her laughter was so contagious. I'm sure her parents wanted to kill me for it each time, but she loved feeling like she was flying. I will take her flying for real one day. I know she is often weighed down with worry for others. She's so good-hearted and so special. I look forward to hearing her laugh like a kid again. We'll fly together soon."
Yeah, Daisy just holds onto the rope and she's awestruck, and tears just start rolling down and her face, and she looks at the rest of the crew and says, go, read them.
Ringo, you find yours next. A small piece of old silk fabric. When Ringo arrived, I made her a nest in my room. I put it by the window so she could have her space and sleep in the sunbeams. And I lined it with the silk blanket I had as a hatchling. It seemed to bring her comfort as she recuperated. A couple days ago, I developed a nasty bit of a flu and tried to seclude myself in my room to keep the crew safe, but Ringo insisted on staying with me. I woke up to find she had moved her nest to be next to the pillow by my head, and the small silk blanket was tucked over me. Never had anyone take care of me before. I suppose I figured dragons weren't supposed to. Our friendship eases a part inside of me I didn't even know was tense.
Aw. That's so cute.
Ren. A recipe card. Couldn't stand watching Ren stoically hide her disappointment from Cook one more time. So I flew back to Fireshear last night to find the true recipe for campfire fudge. Turns out the ash needed to make the correct earthen undertone has to be from a particular tree native to the area. Hope the 3 tree trunks I brought back are enough to last a while. Not sure where we'll store them, but we'll figure it out. She's so careful and so deliberate with her expressions, but I saw it. When she took a bite, she froze for a brief moment, and then the right side of her mouth curved up just the smallest amount. I pretended not to look because I know she'd be embarrassed. But I always be proud of the first time I was able to make Ren Leaderheart smile with a little piece of her home.
She definitely is trying to keep that stoic expression right now, but I think everyone here can probably see through it pretty easily.
You do that
This-
little lip quiver.
Yeah. No, that means a lot to her.
Cow. Slotted spoon and a fork with 2 tines that are just super spaced apart. Meal times are special. I've always felt it was important for the crew to all sit down together for dinner each night, and I'll be damned if Cal misses out on it just because of the little issue as she can't eat. I didn't want her to feel different than the rest, so I created this special silverware that's horrible at picking up food. She can go through the motions of eating without worrying about any food accidentally going into her mouth. It worked well. And eventually, I think she became more comfortable with her place at the table because I noticed she stopped using them. The day after she first used them, though, she pranked me by hiding her finger in my hat and tapping me on the shoulder off and on all day. I may have gotten her to share a meal, but her gift of laughter was the true feast.
I just am like holding that and just kind of like staring at it and, looking around, and I don't know if Skeleton, like if they can cry, but if the cow could,
yes.
The cow would. Because I am right now.
A single barnacle.
A single
barnacle
face.
A
like
barnacle
floats
just
down.
Maybe there's like
down
a
face.
sea worm that
it just like
slithers
worms
down the cheek. Yeah. Out of the eyeball,
I both love
the
and
eye
hate
socket.
that.
Just a little worm comes crawling out.
Tear-like, yeah.
Yeah, love and hate. So you all stand there for a moment, kind of processing the most treasured possessions of your dear friend, wondering kind of, as this chapter ends, what is the next? When suddenly we're back in the tavern. You and the bartender look towards the door as a fire genasi enters and strides confidently back to sit next to a harangan at the table reserved for the book club. Hugh folds his large half-troll body upright from the small stool. Well, I suppose I should head over. Thank you for listening to my story. Thanks for telling it. Hugh pauses, looking over at the table of people, and then glances back at the bartender before softly asking, "What if they don't like me?" Bartender's eyes soften a bit. But Hugh, what if they do? Hugh's face breaks into a smile and then walks over to join the Tall Tale Tavern book club. And that's where our story ends. Thank you, ladies.
Aww,
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becca.
That's cute.
None of you told the dragon that I said I missed them and goodbye. So thanks for that.
We're having our own moment.
Yeah.
We didn't have much time.
I have brain damage from being underwater, so
Do you even have a brain?
that's why it's damaged.
Oh, that's fair. And with that, thank you to all our players this week, Brooke, Natalie, Celia, Tiddly, and of course, thank you to our very special guest DM, Becca. Wonderful job to all of you. Truly love the episode. If you want to see the video of the episode, it'll be up on our YouTube. Follow us at Tall Tale Tavern Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you like us, give us one of those good 5-star reviews. Join our Discord too. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zazar for our artwork. And with that, we will see you next time for Expedition Untold Chapter 10, I think, at the Tall Tale Tavern.